You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a
kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good bright morning to you. James Daly in the building. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. What's good, my brother? What's good? What's good? James, what's good, man? Let me get my message right, man. You here early, man. My Australian brethren. We gotta get you on the panel sometime, man. I gotta get you up here to talk, man. Before we do anything, hold on. We gotta always start off with our prayers, so let's get right to that. Let me fix my camera. I didn't realize my head is cut off. I'm like, got decapitated. Yes, sir. Before we get into it, man, let's go ahead and say our prayers as we always do, Lord. So please join me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for waking us up to see the brightness of another beautiful day, Lord. Thank you for letting us be here and start off another day, another great day, and please guide us through this day and let us, guide our steps and guide our thoughts and guide our intentions, and let us do what's not only right for us but also right for those surrounding us, whether it be our loved ones, our neighbors, or even strangers. Please let us move forward with a spirit of kindness and a spirit of understanding and a spirit of not just sympathy but also empathy, and treat others how we would like to be treated, and even better so, Lord. And that's where we receive all our blessings. And no matter when we're going through something, Lord, as long as we have another day to try, then we have another day to conquer it, another opportunity to get through it, which we will, and always let us remember that if we are awake, if we are alive, it's time to grind. If we are low, it's time to climb. And if we are down, it's time to shine, and you let us see another day, and this day is mine. Through Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get right to it. Oh boy, Just Do in the building. What's good, brethren? Early in the morning. I got my tea. Let's get right. All right. That thing hot, daddy. Look, so check this out, man. So we have some news that I want to talk about today, man. This morning, it was late last night. It got announced. Well, we already talked about it. But late last night, it was one step closer to being finalized, one step closer to being official. You know, we talked about the rumors once it started, and we did get it out the horse's mouth, right? You know, that's what we do. We report on real stuff. We might mention the rumored stuff, but we don't really take that seriously. But we always open for discussion. But we know Eddie Hearn was talking about potentially fighting Joe Cordina, you know, for Shakur Stevenson. And of course, that's a letdown, right? Because we all want to see Shakur versus Tank. Rather see Shakur versus Loma. And just speaking on the Shakur side. And then, you know, we have William Zepeda, who has habitually called out Shakur Stevenson. And when Shakur Stevenson is obliged, you know, and then Turkey has also made the offer and had a verbal agreement with Oscar De La Hoya. And seemingly Eddie Hearn and Shakur, they all agreed, except for Zepeda, to fight, you know, Shakur for and it helps out Zepeda too, because it's good for Zepeda too, because he's a mandatory in all divisions, you know. I mean, all sanctioning bodies, including the one that Shakur has, all 4 sanctioning bodies: WBO, WBA, WBC, and IBF. And unfortunately, you know, Eddie Hearn was hinting that, hey man, we might have to go another direction because Zepeda is not being responsive. You know, Zepeda and his team, and it seems like not only are we as a fans getting let down, but also Shakur has been let down. Eddie Hearn has been let down. Big Turk has been let down. And whether it's Oscar De La Hoya that stopped it, whether it was his coach Panda that stopped it, or Zepeda himself that stopped it, their team stopped it. So, it was announced that, so the hopes and the wishes of Zepeda versus Shakur are gone in the wind, because he is getting Joe Cordina next. And apparently it's on the undercard of Beterbiev Bivol. So I think that's a pretty good thing. I know that we all want to see Shakur versus Zepeda, but yeah, I'm not too mad at Joe Cordina fighting Shakur. Of course, I don't want that as an opponent, but I think it's a good fight.
Bullshit! 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 Bullshit!
Okay, I'll cap it. But I know, circumstantially, it's a good fight. All jokes aside, I do think it's a good fight. Not that Joe Cordina, of course, is coming off of a loss. So people are going to be like, dang, you know, he's fighting 2 people in a row. They're coming off a loss, because Artem Harutyunyan also came off a loss, I believe, to Frank Martin before he fought Shakur Stevenson. And so now it seems like he's going down that path again. But I want people to realize this, and I'm going to take it upon myself to emphasize this. And you know me, I'm not an apologist for anybody in particular. I just like to tell the truth. And the truth is that Shakur was ready to fight William Zepeda, and everybody was, except for Zepeda and his team. So we got to remember that Joe Cordina is essentially a late replacement, even though it doesn't seem like he's a replacement because nothing was finalized between Shakur and Zepeda. But if you don't believe me that they were close on Shakur's side, or they were under the impression that they were going to get the Zepeda fight, just go watch Virgil Ortiz versus Serhiy Boachuk. You know what I'm saying? You see that Big Turk and Oscar have a verbal agreement for Shakur Zepeda and Terrence Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. Now, I will emphasize, we didn't hear from Terrence Crawford who he wants to fight Virgil Ortiz, and I don't think he has any intention to fight Virgil Ortiz because he wants to get undisputed if he can't get Canelo. But the part that I'm saying is that I want us to pay attention when we say things like this person ducked this person, that person ducked this person. We just seen Big Turk make a verbal agreement multiple times on live air with Oscar De La Hoya in regards to Shakur versus Zepeda. We've seen that Shakur and Eddie Hearn are in agreement to fight Zepeda between them, but then the fight still doesn't happen. So when people say, oh, you just got to send the term sheet, oh, just send the contract and the fight will happen, you don't know what's going on, because you don't know who has to also sign off on it. In this case, you know, we seemingly got Oscar on board, but he reneged, you know, or Zepeda reneged, or Panda reneged, even though it would seemingly appear as if they made an agreement. And, you know, some people, your word is bond, but not for everybody, not even when it comes to the highest form of business. So you just don't know what goes in and out of these things. So it's not just that simple as Lomachenko's not fighting Tank. Okay, let's get Tank versus Shakur. It's not that simple, man. Like, that's just how we play it out in our minds, because it's the fights we want to see selfishly, and I do too. But we got to understand that there's a process and a time for everything, especially big fights. So Joe Cordina, with that being said, it seems like Shakur is siding with Eddie Hearn. And if you don't believe that, well, then go look. Joe Cordina is one of Eddie Hearn's fighters. And that's why, you know, he probably was able to get the Shakur fight. And I think that, like I said, the reason why I think it's a good fight, not necessarily from a personnel standpoint or a competitive standpoint, but just the fact that Shakur is active. And Eddie Hearn is already doing his job. This is what we want to see, right? That's why I always advocated for Matchroom. I know a lot of people said, well, I like to go on both sides of the fence, right? And all sides, I like to attack it from all angles so we can get the full scope of things. So I even challenge myself. I have a thought, then I try to, like, how could I best counter this thought? How could I best counter this thought? So with that being said, when I initially stated that I think it's best for him to sign with Eddie Hearn, I'm not saying I'm right, because I think this is going to be a short-term deal. You know, I think it'd probably be advantageous for him to sign a short-term deal with Eddie Hearn. I'm thinking this might even just be a one-fight deal, because, you know, he wants Tank. Eddie Hearn even said it himself that he thinks if he was Shakur, he would do a short-term deal. But my point is that, you know, I said that there's pros and cons for every decision, right? If he stays with Top Rank, he already knows what's going down there, you know. So sometimes the grass isn't always green on the other side. But when you are already acclimated to what color the grass is on the side you at, and you unhappy, then I think that it justifies you taking the risk for a potential reward that is better, that it is indeed greener. So I think with Top Rank, yes, Top Rank has more fighters. He has Lomachenko, most famously. They have more Atala, other people at 135. But Shakur has been there for the longest. You know, even at 140 as Teofimo, and he didn't get any of these big fights. So he kind of knows what's going on there. You know, now he could stay there and hope that he gets, like it's a change of heart, and Bob Arum actually facilitates these fights, but he knows he hasn't been getting it. So then let's go with Golden Boy. With Golden Boy, you know, Oscar has a past history of having contentious relationships in the workplace, not just with his fighters like Canelo, but also with his business partners like Sugar Shane. So he may not be easy to deal with. And plus, but he does have William Zepeda, who's in his division. He also has young bulls like Floyd Schofield, but most famously he has William Zepeda. Now you go to PBC. You have Gervonta Tank Davis, most famously. You also have guys like Frank Martin, who may be moving up to 140. You know, you have guys like Rayo and Pitbull that work with PBC. So, or signed to PBC. So you have a stable there that he could work with. But at the same time, his main goal is Tank. So if he can't get so he says, right? He says that his main goal is Tank, and I believe him. And if he can't secure that fight, then it's hard to ascertain if you should sign with them based on hope and a dream, and you could be potentially in the same case that you were with Lomachenko and Top Rank. So but Eddie Hearn, out of everybody, all the promoters, he has the worst stable at 135. He has some guys at 140, including he works with Liam Paro and Jack Catterall, of course, like that. But 135, he probably has the weakest stable out of all the big boxing promotions. However, we know what Eddie Hearn is going to do. Eddie Hearn is going to provide that gift of gab. Eddie Hearn is going to go put Boots to the ground, and he's going to get the fights, and he's just proven that. Same with Boots. Even when Cody Crowley pulled out, he didn't change the date. He didn't remove him from the headliner. He just got him another fight. You could argue that David Ivanesian is, even on short notice, is better than Cody Crowley. So I think that Eddie Hearn has struck again with flipping that, you know, making a pivot from Zepeda falling through and getting Joe Cordina, and then Shakur Stevenson is active again. So I think that's good, you know, and I think that Eddie Hearn is kind of showing and demonstrating what we thought he would do, and that's to get him fights. And not to mention also Shakur, you know, I know for me personally, I'm speaking for myself now, Shakur does get on my nerves as far as, like, I'm not a big social media guy. I'm not a big a person that likes to go back and forth online or whatever. Like, I'll make my joke and comment here and there because I'm in the boxing space, but I don't really, I think that's kind of too sensitive, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sensitive too. Like, I'll talk trash back, you know, don't get me wrong. So I'm not knocking him for talking trash back, but it always seems like he's kind of, when he's talking, and this may be a hard critique for me, but I feel like it just always seems like a complaining. Like, it's not even like a trade of barbs and going back and forth. It's like a kind of like you kind of whining, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why when Shakur trash talks and he goes back and forth, that's what I gather from it. You know, that's how I feel. So he kind of gets on my nerves. But what Eddie Hearn will do, Eddie Hearn will relieve him of that duty, relieve him of that responsibility. He's going to take on, you know, the social media and addressing the public on Shakur's behalf. So I always compare it to Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney and Shakur, Devin Haney's not really a polarizing character. He's not really a dynamic character. He's not too personable or charismatic. He does have a decent personality, but I'm not saying this in a bad way. But what he has an ace in the hole for him is Bill Haney. Whether you like Bill Haney or you don't like Bill Haney is a polarizing character, and you're going to want to tune into him, whether it's tune into him to hate on him or tune into him because you like him and you root for him. Either way, you're going to tune in for him. So that works in Devin Haney's favor. I think people overlook that. I think Bill Haney is essential and critical, and I think it's imperative that he stays with Devin Haney just from that aspect alone. It helps his brand, you know. And I think that Eddie Hearn, Shakur doesn't have that. I think that it would behoove him to have somebody like that, and I think it's already working out in his favor. You know, I feel this fight, man. I'm not, like I said, once again, I want to emphasize, I'm not saying I like this fight, but I'm saying I don't hate this fight because, you know, Joe Cordina only has one loss. I know he's coming off of a stoppage loss, his first loss. I'm not saying it's a threat, but it's just the fact that serving his purpose, and he's staying active until he could get a Zepeda, or he could get a Lomachenko, or he could get a Gervonta, you know. So I don't think we should jump the gun. And I've seen crazy people online saying that Shakur is ducking, and he picked Joe Cordina. I saw somebody say he's ducking Zepeda. I said, what?
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
He says ducking Zepeda? Like, do you not, like, it's okay to not be aware of something, or something be unbeknownst to you. But when you act like you know, or you're hip to a situation, or you're familiar with a situation, and you talk on it like it's truth, that's what, you know, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's not, I mean, everybody has a right to their opinion. But I feel like when you purposefully manipulate a situation to try to control the narrative, to justify your inaccurate, uneducated, almost ignorant, oblivious opinion, I think as a boxing media, we should have some type of integrity, and at the very end of the day, we should at least be able to at least have the desire to tell the truth and be correct. That don't mean we're going to be correct all the time. I'm not going to be correct all the time. Who else is in here? James is not going to be correct all the time. Just Do is a streamer and a content creator. He's not going to be correct all the time. But I've never been in Just Do stream, and I felt like he was saying something that was inaccurate intentionally. And I feel like, I hope that's the same thing y'all get from me, because I think that's a major injustice. That's fake news. That's fake news, whether you're doing it in the political spectrum, whether you're doing it in the academic spectrum, whether you're doing it in the media spectrum, sports, whatever realm of work you're in, the field of work, you should never be intentionally giving out mistruths. All right, let me cut through the chat. JC in the building. Amen. I will speak with you soon. Bet, James. I appreciate it. Amen. Yes, sir. I'm away to work while I tell it work. Hey, let's get right, JC. Let's get right. De La Hoya, you're too busy wearing thongs and hey, don't do my boy Golden Boy like, don't do Golden Boy like that. Oscar De La Fishnets. I heard Zepeda had a baby or something like that. Oh, Cordina is a terrible option for my boy Kerr. He said he had a baby. Oh, okay. Okay, well, see, I didn't know about that one. I didn't know about that. So if he had a baby, then I understand it. I understand it. Yet still, it's still not Shakur's fault. You know what I'm saying? So people need to stop that. Even if he had a baby, congratulations to Zepeda. But like I said, the main point is that whether Zepeda is avoiding the fight or not taking the fight, he's not taking the fight. Whether it's because of a family emergency, a family blessing, or he just doesn't want it, whatever the case may be, their side is not taking the fight. It's not Shakur. And I promise you, I've seen. I could pull up an article right now saying that Shakur is letting down people by fighting Joe Cordina, and he's coming off of fighting somebody else that has a loss already and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? How can you come to that conclusion? We got Smoochie in the building. What's good, Smoochie? JC said, you seen Oscar's vid? Nah, which one? I seen the one where he's talking about he'll beat Canelo and his wife or his baby mama or his girlfriend, whatever she is, or whatever the relationship is. No disrespect. She was like, "Oh, they said you should fight Canelo." That joke had me. It was funny. And then he was like, "Man, I whoop Canelo." He was like, "I whoop Canelo." She said, "Easy work." I thought it was pretty cool. Shout out to the couples out there doing their thing together. Shakur cut ties with Power for giving him shiner while sparring. Shakur thinks Power is dirty. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know that Power and Shakur had some sparring before. I'm interested in that fight, you know, and that's why I like Liam Power, because some interviewers were asking and prodding and prying and trying to coerce Liam Power into disclosing the ins and outs of their sparring session between him, Liam Power, Shakur, and I believe Liam Power and Devin Haney, and he didn't disclose it. And he always got my respect for that, because as an amateur boxer, like I said, I'm not boxing at the pro level at all, nowhere near. But I used to box at the amateur level, you know, while I was in school and stuff. And I just always live by that guideline, that creed. Is like what happens in the gym stays in the gym. Like, but you know, it's different social media age, so everybody wants to get everything out for a like or two, or you know what I'm saying, and impress strangers or whatever, or just shine on somebody. And I think that's whack. You know, I think the gym is like Vegas. You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Same with the gym. So his dancing in the thong with his girl, no way. He's back in the lingerie, the lingerie. He's back in the lingerie. No. He back looking like Cisco. Wait, JC, you seen it? Did you get it DM'd or what happened? How'd you see it, bro? Let me find out. He's dancing in a thong? My boy Oscar said he pulled up in the thong like. Oh my gosh. Freaky Oscar pulled up like El Jefe, Smoochie. El Jefe. He pulled up like El Jefe in the. Hey, no way. It's out there. Nah, I'll mess with you, JC. I don't want no DM. I'm just teasing you, bro. What? Not like a new one? Or are you saying like it's an old one that resurfaced? Please tell me it's an old one that resurfaced. Don't tell me he's going back to his old ways. Boy, hey, man, that cocaine is a hell of a drug, boy. Got you out here in a thong. I ain't gonna lie, man. You take any type of drug or barbiturates or anything that have you drunk or inebriated or otherwise under the influence that have you put on a thong, and you not accustomed to wearing thongs under normal circumstances, yeah, I don't want that drug. Bro, that's definitely not a good look. Salute. Hey, my boy, I can hear Zepeda cracking for. I'm telling you, my boy Tech Dumb Dad in the building, man. Appreciate you joining through. Long time no see, brethren. We got King Tech Dumb Dad pulling up in the chat like. Hope everything's good for you, Oklahoma, man. That's my brother right there. You need to check it out. Apparently he's having fun. Yeah, I don't know. That's too much fun if you ask me. God, please bless my life with fun. Not that much fun, because if that's fun, I don't want no parts of it. But he says Zepeda, yeah, man, that's what I was just talking about. But my guy just came in here and told me, just do saying that Zepeda, he heard that Zepeda's expecting a baby. That's a blessing, man. God bless him, you know. But I just, like I said, the main point, even if you want to call him a duck, which I think is ducking, you know, because you know I'm just going off of the same energy. I actually afford fighters reasons, you know what I'm saying, and excuses have a negative connotation, but at the same time, you don't want to blame Shakur. That's like blaming Tank for Loma not wanting to fight him, you know. But I see people do that. They say, oh, well, Tank and Loma should have fought 6 years ago. What that got to do with now? You know, first, and number two, 6 years ago, they weren't even in the same division. You know, that's still when Tank was jumping around. Now, that doesn't mean that they couldn't have fought if they both wanted it, of course. But to make it seem like, oh, they should have fought 6 years ago, so that's why they don't need to fight now, or that's the excuse why not to fight now. You know, it's just funny. Like, they flip it on the other person. Like, I promise you, I've literally seen articles and hear people say that Shakur is at fault for him not getting the Zepeda fight. If you want to blame him for Tank, or you want to blame Tank for Shakur, I'm cool with that, because that's more speculation. But there's nothing to be speculated or assumed or even guessed or hypothesized about or theorized about Zepeda not fighting Shakur. It's definitely not Shakur's fault. We know that. All you have to do is pay attention. There's documentation there to prove it. Big Turk has said it. He proved it. Eddie Hearn has said it. He proved it. Shakur said it. He proved it. Zepeda has called him out multiple times, so he proved it. That if he really wanted to fight, that it would have happened. So if Zepeda is having, you know, anything that's going on in his life, man, you know, I salute him for that. And there are things that will cause you not to fight, but to blame it on the other person is disingenuous at best, and you probably just don't like Shakur, and that's okay if you don't like her, but I don't think that's a good enough reason to manipulate the truth or alter the truth or change the truth. But I will also say this too: the reason why, if you keep the same energy, you know when Oscar and Floyd fought, there was supposed to be a rematch. And you know, you can go see on Shannon, which I already, if you paid attention, you kind of were already hip to this. You already kind of knew, but Oscar kind of confirmed it on his interview with Shannon Sharp. It was a dope interview too, man. Shout out to Oscar. I like seeing that side of Oscar, man. I thought that was dope for him to open up like that. Enough respect. You know, he might talk trash and joke around, but I really do respect Oscar. Always have as a fighter, man. He fought anybody. You can't take that from him. He might have took on some other fights in some questionable gear as well, and some questionable attire, but he did take on everybody in the ring. And but he said that Floyd, he brought back up the rematch, and he said Floyd retired for a year and a day because their rematch clause only lasted the duration of a year. But what if Floyd had something? You know, so some people say, oh yeah, Floyd ducked Oscar. I remember a lot of people were saying he ducked the rematch, and that's what I'm saying is like, so if you're gonna say that Floyd ducked the rematch, you know, what if he had a baby, which I don't know if he did. I'm just saying, what if he had some family issues that just coincidentally lasted a year and a day? I know it seems like a stretch, but it depends on who's kicking the theory, you know? What if he had some stuff going on? What if he had some, I don't know, some money situations that he had to take care of some of his family or whatever it is, that addition to a family or subtraction from the family, as far as, you know, passing on to a better place. You never know what they got going on, but somebody will say it from their point of view and act like it's the truth. So if they're going to say Floyd ducked, then I'm gonna be honest, I don't care what Zepeda is going through. While I salute him and I wish him the best, then we should probably say that he's ducking too. Same with Lomachenko. Does that mean that Lomachenko doesn't deserve? He's a veteran. He's an all-time great, whether you like him or not. He's gonna go down as a Hall of Famer, all-time great. Now with Lomachenko, does he deserve to not fight Tank or take time off or do whatever he wants? Yeah, he does. But if we're gonna say Floyd ducked, if we're gonna say Zepeda ducked, then we got to say Lomachenko ducked. If we're gonna say that Tank ducked Lomachenko, we got to say Lomachenko ducked. We got to keep the same energy, man, for everybody. If we're gonna say Canelo's ducking Benavidez, and Benavidez is currently in another division, which I don't know why Cinnamon is not fighting Benavidez. I mean, I think that it's probably closer to a duck than anything, but you know, I like Cinnamon, so I don't really say that fighters duck whimsically unless they give me a real legitimate reason that I could point to and I could trace. Then it looks like he's ducking, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I will say that I got to be honest. It looks like he's ducking because I don't know why he's not fighting him. I don't think it's a money thing. I don't know what it is. So, but it does give the optics that he's ducking. But if we're gonna say he's ducking, then we got to say the other people are ducking too. You know, and I'm not defending Canelo. I'm not defending Tank. I'm not defending Shakur. I'm not defending Zepeda. I'm not defending Floyd. We just got to keep that same energy, man. We also said, I remember I seen a couple stuff with what it was. Some people say that what's his name, bro? Antonio Tarver. You know, they say that B-Hop ducked the rematch with that. So if we're gonna say that, man, we gotta keep the same energy or understand that there are things that go on into signing for fights and it may not work out. You know, but we can't call one a duck and then blame the other one, you know, say the other one's a duck and it's less substantial evidence to prove that the one that you're claiming the hardest is ducking. If I ask you to show me that how is Shakur ducking Zepeda, you can't. You're just gonna tell me, oh, I feel like it. That's the best you're gonna offer is I feel like that. I could show you video proof of Zepeda calling out Shakur twice, 3 times actually. One before Maxie Hughes, in the ring with Maxie Hughes, and post fight Maxie Hughes. And I could show you where Panda is on the interview saying that yeah, we would fight Shakur, but then on another interview he says, well, we don't want Shakur right now. And I could show you an Oscar saying, oh, we could fight Shakur with Zepeda, but then saying, well, you're only going to get Zepeda if you sign the Golden Boy. And then I could show you a video of him talking with Big Turk saying, yeah, let's get the Zepeda Shakur fight. Come on, bro. So you have no evidence if you're going to go from that angle. But I could show you evidence and documentation. There's nothing more that a fool hates is facts. Nothing more than there's nothing more that fools hate. There's nothing that fools hate more than facts. Yeah, it's definitely not a good look. You need to check it out. Apparently, he's having fun. He wearing a thong and this girl in a bikini with that fake. she got that fake culo and the fake tatas. Oh no. Having a baby is even more reason to get in there with Shakur and get that bag for your face. Talk to him, Tech, if you want to look at it like that. You know, like I said, I'm not. If you have a baby, I don't want to because that's a blessing. I don't want to judge anybody for not taking time off. I'm just saying if we're gonna call anybody a duck, it should not be Shakur in this particular situation. He said word salad. Projection is the norm now for the facts. Exactly, Tech. Exactly. And I don't think that's right. Like I couldn't believe I saw people saying, and it wasn't like any particular side. It wasn't like it was like it was everybody. I seen male, female, black, Hispanic, white. I seen all shapes and sizes saying that Shakur is picking Joe Cordina. It's like, no, Joe Cordina is a last resort. Like, do you not realize that? Like, if it was up to Shakur, as much as I like Better Be Even Bivol, do you think that he would be fighting? I mean, well, actually, he's with Big Turk. I'll take that back. I was gonna say, do you think that he'll be fighting as an undercard? But that's not true. He may still have fought even Zepeda as an undercard, because if he, you know, it's Big Turk. Big Turk got the big bag, so he could have made like the headline Terrence Crawford and somebody else, or Better Be Even Bivol. And he has no reason. He has no reservations when it comes to doing that. So I was gonna slip up and say that, but that's not true. I was gonna say just because he's an undercard means he's not. No, that's not true. Hell, the way Turk moving, I could see Shakur and Tank being the undercard under the right circumstances. So, but yeah, man, I agree with that. Tech is like I said, we prematurely say people are ducking, you know, and I think that's sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes things just don't work out, man. But I would like to see that fight. I'm disappointed that Shakur, you know, I feel like we got two disappointments, you know, Shakur fighting Joe Cordina. And then what's the other dude? Canelo fighting Berlanga. But I'm gonna enjoy the fights. I think that Shakur is gonna put on a good show. I think that, you know, it'll be his first of many fights with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. You know what they say, earn with Hearn. And I think Joe Cordina is also gonna come to fight. You know, from the last, I only seen like 2 or 3 fights of his, and he comes to fight. So I think that's pretty good, man. It's not like, I mean, what would you rather? Would you rather Shakur just sit out? You know, I mean, I don't know. I think some people would say that, you know, they would say they'd rather not see him fight if he's not fighting Tank or Lomachenko or something like that, or Zepeda. But if you feel like that, if you truly feel like that, then just don't watch. It's as simple as that too. But I think people just be capping. I think at the end of the day, they want people to do what they want them to do, and if not, then they're not happy. So I honestly feel like if Shakur fought Zepeda, there's still gonna be people saying that they want him to fight Tank. Or if he fought Lomachenko, or if they fight Tank, they say, oh, I'd rather one of them fight Lomachenko. Or something. People are just going to complain. It's just, some people are just complainers, man. But yeah, I definitely think if it is a baby, I think I'm not mad about that. But then like Tech said, I think that's a good, you know, that's a good flip. He said, hey, he having a baby. That's even more reason getting the Shakur. Like Munguia did. Munguia, I think, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Munguia recently have a baby when he fought Canelo? Or he was expecting a baby? He was either just had a baby or was having a baby or was expecting. I can't remember. Him and his love, you know. Tying up. Building. What's good, brethren? Bodega boys in the building. This man Ty crazy, bro. But yeah, so it seems like Shakur is signing with Eddie Hearn for at least one fight. For at least one fight. I'm gonna try to see if I can find the article in which I heard that craziness about Shakur. Oscar in the building. What's good, brethren? My boy Oscar in the building. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that article. Trying to find it, y'all. Give me a second, because I read this last night as I was preparing for the show this morning. I should have had it up. My bad. Polo in the kitchen. Polo in the kitchen. Let's get it. Let's get it. So they're saying. So they're also saying Zepeda could potentially be on the horizon in February. And once again, I will say that this is not official. This is just what what they were saying. You know, it's just been reported. It's not finalized or official yet. Okay, so here's kind of similar to what I'm talking about, right? Just the tone of this is not really blaming him outright, but the tone of this, oh Lord, the tone of this right here. So it says another rebound opponent for Stevenson. It's saying Stevenson has not set the world on fire since moving to the 135-pound division in 2023. In Shakur's 3 fights, he's beaten these guys: Artem, Edwin, and Shuichiro Yoshino. Controversial in what manner? I don't think that's controversial. I mean, I think he won. It's just, it was a boring fight, so it's controversial from a lack of entertainment value, but it wasn't controversial as far as a decision. Promoter Eddie Hearn stated last week that negotiations had started with Cordina. Blah blah blah. He said they have started. If Cordina is indeed the opponent Shakur is defending against, it would be similar to his last fight against Artem Heritage Union, in which he faced a fighter coming off of a loss because Frank Martin beat Artem. But how's that his fault? Strangely, Shakur is making a name for himself fighting low-level fighters. You see, coming off of losses. Strangely, Shakur is making a name for himself fighting low-level fighters coming off losses. But this might be the best he could do. Right, so you should know that. So and then it says, there's been social media reaction to Stevenson fighting Cordina is mixed. Most fans dislike the pick, but view it as a case of Hearn helping out one of his matchroom fighters. Right, but give him a nice payday. And that he doesn't rate against Shakur. Giving him a nice payday that he doesn't rate against Shakur. He never get there, you know, if the number 13 WBC Cordina had to work his way to a title shot against Shakur. They said, oh man, so it just says like there's rumors that should be packaged on, yeah, so this is what we said earlier. There's rumors that Shakur vs. Cordina will be packaged with his Excellency's October 12th event, headlined by Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol in Riyadh. And if Shakur is defending against Cordina next, it could wind up on the undercard, which is not bad. It says it's not a great fight, which I agree, but it's worthy of being on the undercard, blah, blah, blah. He said, fans don't understand why Shakur would defend against Cordina when the highly number 2 ranked Raymond Mortala, number 4 Edwin De Los Santos, and Andy Cruz await a chance for a world title. What are we doing? So it says fans don't understand why Shakur would defend against Cordina when the highly ranked number 2 Raymond Mortala, who just struggled against Tevin Farmer, and they said that Tevin Farmer beat him. I thought Tevin Farmer beat him. I thought it was a close fight. Could have went either way. But I thought I leaned towards Tevin Farmer. They said that they should fight Raymond Mortala. And there's also they complained about Edwin De Los Santos, and then right now people are saying that he should fight. According to this article, he should fight a rematch with Edwin De Los Santos. Nobody wants to see that. So, but now that's how much people are reaching. And then they say number 6 Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz, who just beat Antonio Moran, who has 4 or 5 fights. So my point is saying that I'm not saying that they're not better than Joe Cordina or who's worse, but you're telling me that it will go over better if Shakur Stevenson fought Andy Cruz, who has 5 wins. It'll go over better if he had a rematch with Edwin De Los Santos. According to fans, it would go over better if he fought Raymond Mortala. I don't care what he ranked after just struggling against Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer is a slick fighter. It was hard for him to hit Tevin Farmer. You think it's gonna be easier or harder for him to hit Shakur? People just be capping. That's this line right here summed it up. This one sentence right here, this elongated sentence summed it up. Is what I've been saying. People are ridiculous. There's no way that if he fought Andy Cruz, it would be better received than Joe Cordina. Neither would Edwin De Los Santos. Neither would Raymond Mortala. You're just saying that if he's not fighting Tank, or if he's not fighting Zepeda, or if he's not fighting Lomachenko, which none of those three may or may not be his fault. Definitely the Lomachenko is not his fault. Definitely the Zepeda is not his fault. You're telling me that you'll be okay if he was fighting these guys. Get the heck out of here, man. Get the heck out of here, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let me look it up and make sure I'm not tripping. Let me see Andy Cruz. Ain't no way they just said that they'll be cool with Shakur fighting Andy Cruz. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I apologize. I misled you. I said he had 5 wins. He has 4 wins. Freak out of here, man. They said they prefer him to fight Andy Cruz, bro. Andy Cruz, bro. Okay. All right. To that, I say bullshit! Bullshit! I'm not saying Andy Cruz is not better. So please don't misconstrue my words. I'm not saying who's better out of those fighters, but don't make it seem like you would be, bro. They just a lot of people are saying that Terrence Crawford cherry picked Israel Madrimov. Israel Madrimov had 10 fights. That's more than double Andy Cruz's fights. And Israel Madrimov was a champion. And people are complaining about Terrence Crawford fighting him. And he was at a weight class that Terrence Crawford has never been before. He debuted at that weight class. So he debuted at a new weight class, moving up, fighting an undefeated guy. Fighting an undefeated guy as a champion. And has twice as many fights as a guy that you want Shakur to fight. Who's not a champion. Who has not been tested. Freak out of here, bro. People just be talking. My boy Bruce Gas, what's good? Bruce Gas, Boxing Chaz. Let's get right. I love that name, man. Boxing Scholar, what's popping with you, brother? My only gripe with Cordina is I didn't know he moved up to 135. Nah, I feel that. No, Tom, so I'm not, bro. So I know you came in a little later. My point is that I'm not saying I'm not advocating for Joe Cordina. I'm saying I understand it. I look at it as a late game pivot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I look at it as, let's say it's a team sport. You know, I like making other sport references. It's like I expect to have LeBron and D Wade and Chris Bosh, you know, I'm from Florida boy, so I'm gonna give you the Miami Heat. Chris Bosh and UD, you know, and whoever else you want to put in there, you know what I'm saying, Ray Allen or if you want to put my boy Joel Anthony in there. Let's say that, oh man, D Wade gets hurt, so now I gotta have just say D Wade is hurt. Ray Allen got to be a starter now. I didn't expect to have Ray Allen, but it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Well, Ray Allen's a beast. You know, that's one of my favorite players ever. But, you know, at that time, he was slowed down. It wasn't what D Wade was. So my point is that sometimes you got to pivot. Sometimes you got to change. And that doesn't mean that's what you wanted. But I can't get mad at the Heat because they put Ray Allen in instead of D Wade if D Wade is unavailable. So Zepeda's unavailable. Joe Cordina is just who we had available. Joe Cordina's with Matrick. I'd understand being mad if they got Joe Cordina and Joe Cordina was outside of the realm of possibility. Like they got Joe Cordina from unknown source in Cuba or Australia or England, or not even England because that's where Eddie Hearn is, or America or Nigeria or something like that. Like they just took a random person from somewhere who has no affiliation with nothing. He's an Eddie Hearn fighter. He's a matchroom fighter. So it makes sense that he would fight Joe Cordina from that standpoint. And Zepeda's not available for whatever reason. He doesn't, you know, whether you want to say he's ducking, whether you want to say it's a legitimate excuse or reason, whatever it is, he's not available. So what else do you want him to do? Want him to go in there and fight himself? Oh man. Clones in the Discord, appreciate it, man. My boy Clone in there. What my boy Clone talking about, man? Thank you, Ty. I don't think he meant to be. Is he in the chat though? I don't see Clone in the building. Okay, I got you. I'm pull you up, bro. I'm gonna pull you up. What you talking about, bro? Yo, what's good, Clone? Clone, what up? Your mic muted, bro. It's just like Tank when he fought Hector Garcia. I was fine with it because we knew what his next fight was gonna be, right? So he might be fighting Zepeda in February too. That's what they're saying. The rumors are too. And Hector Garcia is a champion. So I don't know, former champion.
My mic still muted?
Nah, you good now? What up, bro?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Nothing much, man.
Yeah, I wanted to tap in on my way to work and see if you was still ducking this not like us smoke.
All right, let's talk about it, chat. We gonna change it to a little more, a little frivolous, a topic that's more frivolous, man. We gonna talk about not like us, chat. So y'all that are familiar with the Kendrick Lamar song, the Kendrick Lamar diss towards Drake, right? So I haven't heard any of it, man. You know, I don't know how I avoid these things. I don't actively avoid it; it just happens. You know, I guess I don't seek it either. So I just heard the Not Like Us song for the first time, maybe like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, probably like a week ago. I came to chat and I said, man, I wasn't really impressed. It wasn't a bad song, but it wasn't like I wouldn't listen to it twice. And my boy Close said that's crazy. Now I say that now I want to preface that statement, and I want to elaborate a little further. So what I'm saying is that when I'm hearing that it's a great diss song, and I'm hearing that they're beefing, I didn't hear any of the other songs, by the way. So maybe it is. Maybe if I heard the other songs and the other songs were terrible, then that made me appreciate that song more. But when I just heard it, like it was decent. But when I'm hearing a great diss song, I'm expecting to hit 'em up. So maybe it's my fault for having these expectations, but I also think it was the fault of society for saying that it was such a hard diss track. That was hard for, I mean, yeah, I guess because it's Kendrick and Lamar and Drake, so that's hard for them. But I'm thinking of No Vaseline. I'm thinking of Hit 'Em Up. I'm thinking of heck, Drake's Back to Back was better than that. Am I lying?
See, that's why I think you're going wrong, because I feel like you're comparing it to songs that are uncomparable. Like you're listening to it like your Nokia ears. Like you're still stuck in 1998, 2000, bro.
You're probably right. That's fair.
So
That's fair.
In today's time, that shit was hard. That's how I listened to it. I was like, of course it's not Ether or Hit 'Em Up or
Ether. Thank you, Ether.
Bitching You or any of those.
Takeover.
Of course it's not like any of those songs.
Okay.
But in today's time, bro, you gotta wait, bro. What the hell you doing? My bad, I'm driving.
Nah, you good. Yeah, drive safely, bro.
In today's time, it's good for today's time because lyrics today is not as
aggressive.
Important. It's not as important as it used to be. It's more about
good point.
How the vibe of the song is. So
good point.
His lyrics in that song, he gave the audience what they want. He said, "Oh, y'all want a club song? Y'all want a hit? I'm gonna just give y'all a hit and show y'all I could do what Drake does. Still have a little bit of bars in it." So that's how I listen to it.
Okay.
So of course,
that's a good point.
One of the best diss songs, but for this time and what he was trying to like convey, I felt like it was good for what he was doing.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Like the part that you said that hit the hardest to me was the fact that I was probably listening to it with the wrong ears. Because yeah, like I said, that was the first and only song I heard in that beef. And when I'm thinking of beef, you know, I'm thinking of even, I don't know, man. even T.I. and Ludacris. Remember T.I. and Ludacris beef? Like, come on, man. And they just really had verses.
Was that 2002, bro? Come on, man.
Bro, I'm just saying, but that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting something to, you know what I'm saying? But look, even Drake's Back to Back, that wasn't that long ago. That was way better. No, agree or no? I listen to Back to Back right now.
I would say way better, but it probably was better. I won't say way better, but yeah, I would agree that was better.
Okay. Are we talking about Not Like Us, B-Dog? Ty said Family Matters was hard though. Okay, like I said, I didn't hear. I'll go check it out.
Family Matters was definitely hard. Ty right about that.
Is that Drake or is that Kendrick?
That's Drake.
Okay.
He was rapping on that. Like he was for real rapping on that. Like he switched his flow like 3 to 4 different times in that song. Like he was definitely spitting on that one.
Okay. Eddie Scholar said Cap. You skipped out.
Cap. God dang.
Yeah, Scholar. I don't know what he said Cap too, but he said Cap. He said the lyrics are better. It took Nas 3 months to respond. 2 weeks for that. Man, this Chris Brown diss was the best out of the diss tracks though. He said.
Okay, yeah, Chris Brown diss was hard. Yeah, Chris Brown diss definitely was hard.
Chris Brown?
Yeah.
I ain't hear who did this?
He dissed Offset. He pretty much said that he wished that
oh yeah, I heard about that.
Offset Quavo. He said he wished Quavo would have died instead of Takeoff.
Instead of Takeoff. Nah, yeah, that's too much. I ain't gonna lie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's too much. I didn't hear the song. I'd heard about that line.
I said, bro, niggas get 30 years old, join gangs, and all of a sudden they gangsters.
You feel me? That's the part. That's the thing where I'm not advocating violence now, chat. Please hear me out. I'm not advocating violence, but I'm saying if you're going at a certain point where you're all men, or even we are adults, and if you put yourself in this situation, you go talk about it, then you might as well be about it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no halfway crooks. You either on the porch or you off the porch. So you ain't no halfway. So my point is that if you're in the same tax bracket, we move around with the same people and the same crowds. Man, you say something crazy to me, man. Hey, you say a certain thing, like if you say it should have been me instead of my cousin, or their cousins are.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling
up. Why not?
Yeah, I think that was just.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm pulling up.
Come on, bro.
Ain't no way you ain't getting that off.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's why I don't even. That's why I don't even really care for it. Like I said, I'm not advocating violence, but I do not want to live in a world. I don't think that's ideal to live in a world where somebody can just say whatever they want to you without consequence or repercussion. I don't want to live in that world either. That's not a perfect world to me. That's a sucker world. That's a coward world.
Hell no.
Yeah, that's a world for cowards and tweeters. You know, chirping like a bird. But yeah, so I think that's why I don't even be paying attention to the beats, because I don't be like, man, it's like this joke publicity stunt, man. Not Like Us wasn't the hardest diss track, but the bump the hardest. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't the hardest. I felt like Family Matters might have been. That's the one I about Drake. That one was hard.
Okay, I'll check it out.
The lyric was crazy, but Euphoria was kind of crazy too. With Kendrick, he was spin on that too.
Euphoria, okay, I'll check that out too. Not Like Us, what you said. Euphoria was dope, and Beat the Grams was just dark.
Beat the Grams was dark, yeah. Meet the Grams had you doing all types of face like, God damn.
Yo, this man Scholar said, I put in my application to join YSL, but Young Thug got busted before processing. Yeah, you wildin'. You can keep that game. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, I don't want to be a YSL. They telling everybody. Hell nah.
Yeah. Brian in the building. He said, did he sign with? Well, it's reported that he signed with Eddie Hearn for at least one fight, and that would be the Joe Cordina fight. Brian, that's who will be fighting next on the undercard, or better be even Bivol. That's what's reported. Is it finalized? No, it's not finalized yet. But that's what's reported. They went into grave detail. You know, when they give a venue, when they give a date, when they give a time span, they usually are correct with these reports. So it's more than a rumor, but it's not finalized now. K-Dot be crying on the track. He said K-Dot be crying.
He do stuff like he be wanting, like he just got a spanking.
You feel me? Yeah, and I like Kendrick, but I like both, so I don't feel compelled to pick either one. But I don't know, man. I wasn't really feeling it, man.
Oh my God,
I wasn't really feeling it, bro.
Nah, P, you gotta update your ears though, man. You can't have your Nokia ears listen to
You're right. That was a good point. That was a good point. I'm probably expecting something like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'll tell you what. So you're right. So I'm thinking, okay, Kendrick. Everybody saying it's so hard. He on the West Coast. I'm like, okay, bet. I'm about to hear something like, you know what I'm talking about? That's why Joe, you fat mother. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. West Side.
Ain't nobody bringing that energy, man. That energy got everybody killed. Everybody got killed.
That's a fact. You ain't lying. But I mean, even if it's not an ether. But even if it's not an ether, can I get a takeover? Could I get a, you know what I'm saying, something? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Energy, bro. You gotta think. We in the age of social media, so it's whatever's gonna be put on TikTok and all these different reels and stuff on YouTube Shorts. Whatever's gonna get those type of clicks is what people would justify as who won.
Facts.
It's like, okay, he's got more views and stuff, so he won.
No, you're right. No, that was a good point, because I heard about his views, something like that. I wasn't even paying attention to it, but I saw it like while I was scrolling through something talking about his views. This man Ty said I applied too, but I took my application back when I heard they was out there with them dicks. Hey, yo.
What do you mean by that?
Hey, Ty's a freaky ass nigga, bro.
Bro, Ty too freaky, bro. He too freaky, bro. Nah, he knew what he was doing. Ain't enough no diddies in the world for that one. Yeah, you wildin', bro. Yeah, you thought I was gonna let you slide? Yeah, he thought I was gonna let him slide with that clone, because I was distracted talking to you. Nah, bro.
Yeah, Ty definitely a freaky ass nigga, bro. Him and Unicorn, they might be in the same
boat. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. Those two right there. We got Ty the stripper and Unicorn the ratchet.
Hey, don't throw stripper on Ty, bro. Don't throw that on his name.
My boy Scholar said you stopped listening to rap when Cash Money took over for the night. Hey, facts. No. All just aside though. For real though. Man, this man clone though. I listen to Sada Baby. Sada Baby, I think the hardest one up. You know what I'm saying? But
that's all you listen to, bro. That's true. Sada Baby, the old Lil Wayne song.
That's true. Yeah, you're probably right about that. I just feel like if it's not believable, it does take away. And like I said, once again, I know that sounds gonna sound bad, because I'm not trying to advocate for violence. But if you are going to be beefing, if I can't believe it, then it's kind of it's not going. You know.
I get what you're saying though. But then again, it's like kind of we being a little bit hypocritical because like back in the day we was like, oh man, too many niggas getting shot.
That's a
like,
fact.
bro. That's what
That's
we
true.
want.
That's
we
true.
We wanted to feel like they was gangsters. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't really. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like okay, they believable, but you don't want them to die.
Yes, that's right. I
Then
don't.
again,
I
it's
don't.
like,
But that's why I bring up the.
cartoon characters.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad. Go ahead.
I was saying, but these niggas nowadays are cartoon characters.
Yeah,
They be friends and shit picked up, so they not really. You niggas not really beefing, probably.
Right, but that's the thing. Like I said,
I
I just want to be like even with Drake. I don't think Drake gonna pull up on nobody like no Meek Mill, but that back to back was decent. Not decent. That was great. Not only was it a great diss song, it was a good song by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't think that Drake and Meek Mill were gonna throw down nothing like that, or anybody was gonna get shot. But I still believe that there was some problems, and it still sounded good. Even with Rick Ross and Birdman's little back and forth, mostly on behalf of Rick Ross. That wasn't nothing that was great, but I would rather listen to that, or even like what was it? Like what B Dog just said. Sometimes I feel bad when I rap along with Hit 'Em Up because I be reciting it with passion. You ain't singing Not Like Us with no passion, bro. A minor.
I mean,
that had me laughing because I got it, but come on, bro.
Nah. The only part that's hard as hell is when he said sometimes you guys pop up and show niggas. I was like, oh yeah, that shit was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
If you kept that same energy throughout the whole song,
Right.
I could think you probably would have liked it more.
That's true.
That part we was like, yeah, sometimes you got to pop up and show niggas.
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
Sometimes you do got to pop up and show
Yeah.
niggas.
Facts.
But he didn't keep that same energy because I don't think he was just trying to make a good song because I feel like niggas don't classify Kendrick as making club songs that Drake can easily make.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Okay, I get that point. So Not Like Us is like it's kind of like a back to back. You can play it in the club, play whatever. I got you.
It's back to back.
I got you.
It's his version of back to back. He said, "I'm gonna get DJ Mustard, a Cali nigga.
Right.
I'm gonna throw a Cali beat to it. It's a Cali tempo. I'm gonna show y'all niggas what I can do, but I just choose not to."
Hey, that's a good point. You know why that's a good point too, Ty? I mean, Ty, because Ty just said something in the chat. You know why that's a good point, though, Clone? Because what and to give you more new school, and this is a terrible example because it's gonna go back to the point about violence. You know, I'm from Florida, right? So that Jacksonville area, Julio talking about who I smoke, and Young and Ace, and then but you're right. That's a terrible accident. That's a terrible example because like 10 of them dead for real, and with Julio being the latest. So I think even those are better beef songs, but at the same time, I don't want to advocate for that either because they really are, laying each other down. So now you have a good point.
They really are.
Yeah.
And the fucked up part about it is every beef song they make be hard as hell. I'm like,
bro, I'm talking about super hard, bro. And I hate the fact that I be feeling bad. Like B Dog said, he said he be feeling bad. I literally feel bad that I like those songs because they literally be talking about every.
I be singing along, naming the people they just
naming
smoked.
the names,
like,
bro.
Yeah, we smoked them.
Come on, bro. And they really smoked them dudes, bro. That is crazy, bro.
I'll never run through Florida bumping that, bro. I ain't gonna get
I'm
my
telling you, you might get put up on at the light. Back to back would come on. Yeah. Ty said back to back would come on, and Doc was in the club waving his drink in the air. Hey, that's all tough, bro. That's all tough.
P is so old school, bro. That nigga still wearing his big ass white t-shirt, big ass jeans.
Hey, in my white tee. Hey, you talking about? Yeah, man, Ty said I don't feel bad. Man. We know Ty don't feel bad.
Ty.
Scholar said K Dot needed Drake to make a club hit. Even K Dot songs that don't try. Oh, you don't like Kendrick.
You don't like Kendrick? God damn, Scholar.
Yeah, Scholar don't like Kendrick, boy. That's funny. I don't have a horse in the race, man. I would say that I listened to what's his name? I would say I listen to Drake more, but I like Kendrick too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs of Kendrick that I like. But
I got like one of my friends is from California, and he don't even listen to Kendrick like that because he's like, bro. He said I like Kendrick, but he don't give me that Cali feel, so it's like it's hard for me to listen to him. He's like,
I feel that.
crying on the songs and shit. I was like, yeah.
I can see the like. I like Kendrick's lyrics. You know, Kendrick be spitting, man. But I think Drake be spitting too. You know, I think sometimes I think Drake is he's kind of like his own worst enemy because he doesn't really need the lyrics like that to pop off. You know, he's more of like he's a versatile artist. You know, so. But he definitely has lyrics too, especially around the time when he was first coming out with Wayne, with Ransom and all that. He really got put on because his lyrics, you know, and the Let's Be Honest.
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, "Keep your ass in line. Don't be trying to roller skate." I love that line, bro. Drake go crazy, man. But I do like Kendrick too. Yeah, I like Kendrick too.
I like Kendrick too. I feel like I classify Kendrick and J. Cole like in the same box. Where
right. That's a good
like
comparison.
Songs, but you, it's like you like these songs, but you ain't gonna be having these songs bumping in your whip though, because they not really like.
Thank you.
Right around.
Thank you. You gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have that Future. You gonna have that Ross. You know. You gonna have that. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah. That's
I can't play no J. Cole talking about no role model. I can't bump that. What the fuck?
Right. And I like it, but you know, I'm riding, man. I'm trying to hear some Sada Baby. I'm trying to hear some. Future.
I know you're trying to hit Sada Baby. You like the disrespectful shit. Yeah. If it ain't disrespectful, he's not listening to it.
This man, I hate him, bro.
That's why you really don't like the songs, because they ain't disrespectful enough.
That's a fact. Facts.
It ain't disrespectful enough. I really understand.
It ain't disrespectful enough, bro.
It ain't disrespectful
no,
enough. I get what you're saying.
It's not disrespectful though. I'm sorry. If you gonna be the biggest song, you gotta be disrespectful, bro. I'm talking about. You gotta make me believe that you ain't gotta slap him, but you gotta make me believe that you either slapped him or you would slap him. I don't feel none of that energy on that song, bro. I'm sorry, I don't. I gotta at least feel like it's on site.
Do you need him to be like Arsenal disrespectful, or,
yes,
or a little bit?
Yes, just like Arsenal, bro. Arsenal, bro. Yes, bro.
Arsenal disrespectful. Damn, that's the energy.
Or Briz. What did he say? He said, "I hit your mama in that and make her suck it off." I need something like that. I'm talking about leg up while your daughter watching. All sort of options. I need that Briz energy. That's what I need, bro. I need that, bro.
You need that. I don't know, so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I need, bro. I need that, bro. That's the type of energy I need, bro. Yo, what's up, round one? My boy Edwin in the building. Nah, we just talking about some music, man. Nah, I appreciate you pulling up, bro. Cause you did help me out. I'm gonna go listen to it and try to, just think about like a Twitter beef. And when I would listen to it, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my mindset in like a Twitter beef. Yeah, and I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to all of them too.
Because that's what my little brother was telling me when I was like, when he had played the song. I was like, I don't know, this song ain't really that crazy. He was like, cause you not listening to it. You thinking about it as what you were here from back when you was listening to beef songs.
Right.
And I can't listen to it like that, because if I listen to it like that, all these shits is trash to me. Ain't nothing really crazy about any of them. So, but listen to how they were listening to it. It's like, okay, I get what you're saying. For today's time, it's a good beef record. Them niggas don't dap it up and be friends afterwards anyway.
That's true. My boy B-Dog say he's still listening to Dirty Sprite 2. Talk to him, B-Dog. They don't know nothing about that. Ricky locking people up. Hey, he a CEO, bro. He said he a CEO, bro. I just don't even think he should have lied about it, because he could have flipped that in a whole way. Like, there's some CEOs that do some, a lot of times the people. Right, exactly. I don't even know why he denied it. That's what made me look at him differently, because like, bro, you could have flipped that and said like, I'm the one that's helping the inmates get the contraband in. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that's doing this, doing that. So you could tell that he was really, not really about that life. But at the same time, I will say this too. I don't really care about that part too much, as long as the music is good and you convincing me that you about it. I'm not really out here checking people's documentation and checking their, the report card or the resume like that when it comes to street cred, because that's just not something I'm into. But it does help when it's truthful. Yeah, it does help, but it's truthful. But and now when someone beefs with them like a 50 Cent or like somebody like that, then it's gonna make it hit harder when they beef with them and they call all that stuff out. But as far as me just listening to the music, I don't really put too much into that because I don't really believe in it either like that. But I like to try to fool me at least. Yeah. Yo, Left Foot Lazy in the building.
The only person I look at differently that had me fooled was 21 Savage when they say he was born in London. So this nigga thinking like that.
London.
So this nigga was out there with the queen and shit. Nigga ain't do none of that shit he was talking about. That's hell nah. This nigga definitely fraud.
My boy out there, my boy out there like Idris Elba.
Talking about he's from Zone 6, the motherfucker. He ain't from none of them damn zones. Nigga grew up in a private school. He was like Clarence from 8 Mile.
What he was doing? Eating crumpets on Sunday at 2 o'clock for brunch?
Yeah, man. Drinking tea.
Sipping tea and eating crumpets.
None of that shit. Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, nah, hell nah, 21. You ain't about that, man.
I'm telling you.
But some of the songs still hard though, so I can't pick up from.
He said, "Finna spin the block on this op." Yo, he said, "Nah, we don't support police immunity." I'm not supporting immunity, but like I said, it's different. It wasn't like he was a beat cop locking people up, you know. He was a correctional officer, man. I know some dudes from the hood that are COs. Anyone watch fights on Tubi? Yeah, Floyd Mayweather won. That was a tough fight. That was a tough fight for sure. Man. I think that was one of the not one of the few, but that rematch. You know, not all rematches are justified. That rematch with Mayweather was justified.
Yeah, I think Floyd wanted to fight him just to get that feeling that this nigga almost kind of beat me a little bit.
Right.
So I felt like he wanted that rematch himself personally.
I agree. Ty said, here come Ty about to defend his boy. 21 Savage, really from Atlanta. He moved to the U.S. when he was like 5. Yeah, I know. I heard the story.
Hey, Ty, I don't want no pressure, bro. Chill, Ty. Ty gonna pull up with some gloves talking about we got to spar.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I ain't gonna lie though, bro. I went Claude on that because when I heard because I was like, okay, 21 Savage, he kind of tough, man. Then when I heard you from England, I said,
Nigga, you's a bitch.
Yeah, I heard you from England. That's all. That's like being from Canada. You know, happening in England.
Right. And I'm not saying you can't be tough from England. I'm just saying that just threw me off. You know, I'm not saying you can be tough from anywhere. You can be anywhere and be tough, or from anywhere and be tough. I'm not saying that you.
Can you though?
I mean, you ain't tough to me. But tough, you know, in general, yeah. Where's the Discord? I got you, bro. The link is where's the link? Hold on, man. Oh man.
Nigga pulling up. He from Toronto. I'm like, nigga, what?
Right.
Take your back to Toronto.
Right. .com in the building. What's good, brethren? Yeah, he from Toronto, man. You know what I'm talking
about? He from over there in England talking about he tough.
Right.
With tea and shit.
Right.
He got to put a scarf on every time he go outside because that's how he dressed.
They ain't even got AC out there,
you know,
bro.
You got to look presentable out there.
Right. Bro, it's not even hot outside, bro. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't even got to battle the weather, man. It's cool out there, bro. You good. What you mad for? What you gangbanging for, bro? It's not even hot outside, bro. You don't get you ain't got no inclement weather, nothing. You know what I'm saying? What you mad about, bro?
Niggas over there trying to rob people with knives and shit. They ain't got guns.
Right.
They real respect.
Come on, man.
The decent living.
Right. What are we doing? Nah, I'm just playing. He said PJ about they call Oscar is a terrible role model for Mexican Americans. People can say what they want about Canelo, but at least he is. Hey, Larry Listed in the building. He going off of my boy Golden Boy. Yeah, he went in on him. Don't do my boy like that, man. Chill out, Oscar. Chill out, Oscar, bro. I do. Oscar is crazy though. You know, do your thing. I poke at Oscar too, but poke fun at Oscar. But Oscar is he's definitely a good fighter though, or was a good fighter.
Yeah. Ty said he run around with machetes in UK, bro.
Out there looking like Danny Trejo, man. What we doing, man? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. He gonna chase you with the ice pick, right? You got to deal with the London fog, right? You got to deal with the fog, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I ain't trying to hear that, man.
Oh man,
ain't even hot
I'm gonna let you
outside,
get that.
No, I appreciate you coming through, man. Yeah, you gotta come through more often, man. That was a good conversation. I'm gonna go back and listen to Not Like Us and see if I have a different opinion. And then I'm gonna go listen to Drake's too. His disses too and see.
Yeah, man. You gotta stop listening to with the Nokia beeper.
Yeah, you're right. But I will say this though, I did like huh?
So you can't use your flip phone ears, man.
That's a fact. That's true, man. And I say this, you know, I watched the video when I heard it, so that's why, because it popped up on my feed. I was like, let me check this out, man. The video was straight though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the video was straight. I bet. Yeah. I mean, damn. I felt like you probably would have liked it a little bit more if you'd have listened to it when the first drop. That you listened to where everything kind of died down. You're like, man, this shit ain't. This what y'all like?
True.
This is kind of what you probably.
Nah, that's a good point though.
Just think always late to the party, Pete.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Drake though, man.
Job easy. I'll be in the chat, yo.
All right, Clone. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you coming through, my brother. Shout out to Clone for coming through, man. He said Oscar got a crazy video with a Speedo and BBL chick. He definitely off that booger sugar up. Yeah, bro. I heard about it. My boy JC came through and put me on game. Teaching the building. What's good, brethren? Yeah, man. My boy JC came through and put me on game, man. I don't want to see it, but I think I probably have to see it as a boxing media source. I guess I got to go check it out. I don't want to. We'll see. That's what Larry was probably referring to, man. My boy Larry on his head top. Teaching the building. What's good, brethren? Appreciate you all coming through, man. Everybody, man. Got to borrow that Kendrick line. I think that, yeah, so with the Kendrick, like I said, I can't pick a side. I don't know who was better because I haven't listened to it. I only listened to Not Like Us. And I just, it was all right. I'm not mad at it, but I wasn't but like I said, it's kind of like it was an expectation, right? It's like when you haven't seen a movie. That's why when I'm excited about a movie, I don't want to hear about it from those that seen it before because I don't want any spoilers. But I also don't want to know. I don't want them to tell me how good it was because I don't want to have expectations. Because if I have expectations for something to be great, even if it's good, I'm gonna be disappointed. So if I go in there with no expectations and it's good, then I'm gonna appreciate it. But if I go in there just off of hearsay, thinking there's gonna be some great movie, and then it's just good, then even if it's good, I'm still gonna be disappointed. It's kind of like Benavidez, right? Let's make a boxing reference. It's kind of like Canelo and Benavidez. We expect Canelo and Benavidez to be great. So any fight that's involving Cinnamon or David Benavidez is going to be disappointing because Cinnamon versus Munguia was a great fight. I've said that. I told you that. I said, man, this is a very good fight. If it wasn't for the existence of David Benavidez, you know, and that's unrealistic to take somebody out of existence. But if David Benavidez didn't exist, then we would be okay. We would really like that Cinnamon and Munguia fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's because every fight that Cinnamon has, if it's not David Benavidez, we're going to be disappointed, and naturally so. I'm not saying there's wrong to be. Naturally so, we should be to a certain extent. Yeah. So I think it's kind of like that. I kind of wish I didn't see it. Yeah. I kind of don't even want to see it, bro. I ain't gonna. Oscar out here saying everyone in Europe wear thongs when shopping. He lying like a. Hey yo. He said everybody in Europe. Nah, that's just you, bro. Don't put it on everybody in Europe. Don't put it on a whole. He ain't put it on a country. He put it on a whole continent. Nah, that's your freaky behind. That's just your freaky behind, Oscar. I rock with you, Oscar. Don't put it on a country or a continent. You know what I'm saying? Just put it on you. That's your choice. That thing ain't got nothing to do with boxing. That was pure no Diddy moment. Hey yo, no Diddy. Hey, yo. He had already won before he dropped out like us. That was a victory lap. Okay, bet. So I was just like, yeah, stunting on him. You know what I'm saying? Crip rocked the victory lap. The Transformer had the kitchen utensils ready for. Hey, yo. Wait, that's what you're saying? That's what his partner is? Or are you just being funny? I mean, either way, that's his business. I ain't. That's crazy, man. What happened? Like, so was it a leak or he intentionally posted it? Do y'all know? Was it like a leak from like a private phone, or was it something he posted on Twitter or Instagram or something? You got to do better, man. These phones get a lot of people in trouble, man. Put your phone down, man. You out here with the thong. Come on, man. That's not what Cisco meant when he said thong song, bro. Oscar is definitely a fit. Hey, yo. Man, let's talk about this boxing, man. Y'all crazy, bro. I know somebody gonna send it to me. I don't know. But yeah, so I think with this Joe Cordina, man, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be disappointed with Shakur. No, I'm saying we should not be disappointed with Shakur. I'm not saying we can't be disappointed by the fight with Shakur and Joe Cordina, but we should not be disappointed with Shakur, in my personal opinion, my humble opinion, because like I said, even if you want him to fight somebody else, you have to understand that if he's trying to come back and he has a date in mind, then that probably limits his options, you know, just from that standpoint alone, you know, just from an availability standpoint, you know. And Raymond Muratalla just got out of a fight with Tevin Farmer. If he was fighting Raymond Muratalla, man, people would not like that. So it's just crazy. People, I see all these suggestions, and yes, it's a bigger name than Joe Cordina, but I don't think people. You may be honest, you may like the Raymond Muratalla fight more, but again, that's Top Rank. He's no longer with Top Rank, right? So that'd be harder to make. You got to understand that Joe Cordina is with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, so naturally, that's the easier fight to make. What do you mean by you was rocking with Oscar? Hey, yo, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. They got me verifying animals. Yeah, that's why I tell y'all, man, if y'all want to join the Discord, y'all have to sign up before, man, because you got to sit out 10 minutes. You got to sit out 10 minutes. That's how we keep the trolls out, man, because people be posting pornographic images and crazy links and, you know what I'm saying, and racist stuff. So we implement a 10-minute wait time because, you know, trolls ain't going to wait 10 minutes. They want to troll and get up out of there. It looked like he was doing a zesty TikTok. I'm not about to watch that, bro. I'm not about to watch that, bro. Because Oscar is I like Oscar, man. He's a good fighter. And he's funny. I'm not gonna lie. He's funny to pay attention to. You know, with his, what do you call it? Clapback Thursdays. But Oscar's a trip. But I did like his interview with Shannon Sharp. I thought that was a good interview. I thought it's good to see another side of these. Well, not that side, not the side he's showing right now, or allegedly, because I don't know nothing about it. But I'm talking about it's good to show another side of his personality, because I thought he opened up with Shannon Sharp. You know, he's very open, saying that he admitted that, you know, he probably didn't beat Floyd and that it was probably just in his mind, and he was trying to convince himself that he won, and not even just being humble in that regard, but he was also giving people their flowers too. He even gave Canelo his flowers. He said he was great, but he said he's not a top. I don't think he said a top. He said he's not a top 5 Mexican star, which I don't mind that opinion. There's a lot of great Mexican fighters out there. And then he also said that he doesn't think that he would have beat Floyd Mayweather in the rematch, even though he thinks that he did. That Floyd did duck him in the rematch. And this came out maybe like a couple days ago. You know, I saw like 4 or 5 days ago. So if I'm misquoting anything, let me know. But you know, he was also saying that how he felt when he was fighting Pacquiao, which we could always see that he wasn't really in any type of shape to fight Pacquiao, right? You know, being draining himself and all that stuff. But one thing you cannot take away from Oscar is that Oscar fought everybody, from B-Hop to Purnell, Sweet Pea Whitaker, rest in peace, Julio Cesar Chavez to Pacquiao to Floyd, and many more. Felix Tito Trinidad. You know, Oscar was about that life. And I said it to you, oh Lord. I was waiting for another clap back there. Me too. He had one. He made an update last week Thursday. It said that he's canceling Clapback Thursdays for that week because there wasn't enough news or people coming at him. But so hopefully this Thursday he done accumulated enough things to clap back at, you know. But I don't know, the way that they talk about with these rumors of these videos, he might be trying to clap something else. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't trying to see that clapping. I ain't trying to hear that clapping or see that happen. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me, Teach? So yeah, I don't know if I want to see Clapback Thursdays no more after these allegations. Him walk around and fit. Come on, bro. Like keep that. That's private time, man. Jake Salvador in the building. Was he 5 or 4? Let's look it up, Jake. I don't remember. Was he 5? I'm scared to look up Oscar right now, to be honest with you, because something else might come up. Is he 5 or 4? I'm not sure. Won world titles from junior lightweight, super featherweight, lightweight, light welterweight. 6. Unless now I'm not looking into if these are interim champions or full champions, but it says 6 division. According to this, is 6. He had junior lightweight. He had super featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, junior middleweight. Well, that's 5. So why does it say 6? So it is 5. Yeah, you're right. It's 5. I don't know why. It says 6 and then it listed 5. Wait, what? Okay, now it says 6 again. So I'm going to read it to you. It says super featherweight, lightweight, junior welterweight, junior middleweight, and middleweight. So 6. Yeah, it says 6. So, but like I said, I didn't look into it and see if it was super or interim or, you know what I'm saying. I know some people care about that stuff. So, which it should be notated, but I don't really care about that stuff too much. I think there's so many belts in that regard. Oscar was 10-time Diddy.
What?
Nah, bro. He lied on Floyd. He said he retired 3 years ago, but he fought Hatton. Like I said, exactly, B-Dog. That's what I say too. But some people believe him. You know, like my boy Ty, me. If you were here yesterday, B-Dog, myself and Ty had a great discussion. But shout out to Ty because I like having a conversation with Ty. I like whenever we converse because he says what he believes in and he stands on that. And we still have I say what I believe in and I stand on it. And sometimes I convince him and sometimes he convinces me. But a lot of times we stand in concurrence. But neither one of us have any reservations about disagreeing, and we still keep it, we still keep it respectful and have a civil and decent conversation, man. That's why I rock with Ty. So we had the discussion. So Ty was on the side of he Floyd did sit out to avoid the rematch. I was on the side of, hey, I don't know what he got going on, That was a good conversation yesterday. Haney was a Diddy party. Hey, yo. Yo.
What do you mean by that?
Kendrick came out of nowhere to say that. What's up, Kendrick? That was a great discussion. Yeah, heck yeah. Oh, Kendrick, you just missed it, bro. We were just talking about Clone was on my head top about Not Like Us, man. And we got boxing scholars still trying to figure out Discord. But yeah, Clone was just on my head top about Not Like Us. We had a good discussion in regards to that too. Just now, Kendrick. So but yeah, man, I just think that like I said, I'm gonna go listen to it again. And we gonna see, man. You're going to see, bro. And also, too, in addition to that, Kendrick, we were talking about Shakur fighting Joe Cordina. Apparently, he's signing with Big Bang Zhang. Oh, my gosh. He's signing with Eddie Hearn for one fight, a one-fight deal. The reason why I said Big Bang Zhang because I just got a Twitter notification saying that Martin Bakoli has welcomed Big Bang Zhang next, but we already know that. I hope that fight happens. I'd rather see that than a Joseph Parker rematch with Zhang, but I want to see Joseph Parker rematch as well. I want to see that too, but I want to see Bakoli and Zhang first. That's me being selfish. But I definitely think that Zhang and Parker should have a rematch because that was a good fight. Seeing Joseph Parker overcome 2 knockdowns and win by majority decision. But yeah, man, I think that's crazy though. They talk about Diddy. I mean Diddy. Y'all got me out here saying Diddy now. No Diddy. What it call? Y'all got me thinking about Dang, man, y'all just made me. I just lost my train of thought, bro. Talking about freaking Diddy. That threw me off. Oh yeah, Shakur and Joe Cordina and him signing a one-fight deal with Eddie Hearn. I think that behooves him, man. I think that behooves him in this situation, bro. I'm looking forward to that fight just to see how Shakur performs and And maybe he can get some more fans too, because I'm assuming it'll be in the UK, right? I'm assuming the fight will be in England. I think it's a great opportunity, man. And like just coming off of the short notice, like I said, it's not the fight that we want. It's not the fight that, you know, anybody desires or anybody even saw coming. But, you know, we expected Zepeda and it didn't happen. I think him fighting somebody else is better than the alternative, which would be to sit out. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting out, man. So that's good. Makes sense that he was trying hard. Thank you, Kendrick. Exactly. Eddie was trying to get the Zepeda fight. Big Turk was trying to get the Zepeda fight. You know? It seems like the people that weren't trying to get the Zepeda fight are Zepeda and his team for whatever reason, by hook or by crook. So I'm not saying that anybody is ducking. I could care less. But what you're not going to say, what I'm not going to let slide, and I'm not even a fan of Shakur like that. I'm just a fan of truth. I'm not going to sit idly by, let somebody say, or at least not on my channel. You say whatever you want on your channel, but on my channel, I'm not going to try to push the narrative that Shakur is somehow ducking or taking the easy way out by fighting Joe Cordina. It has nothing to do. He probably had limited options. Could he fought somebody else? I guess you could say that, maybe, but you got to understand, Joe Cordina is not just a random person. He's with Matchroom, and he's working with Eddie Hearn. It makes sense for him to fight a fighter on short notice from Matchroom. Like, so people just conveniently say, oh, well, he's fighting Joe Cordina. Who's Joe Cordina? Or Joe Cordina just came off a loss. Or we don't want to see Joe Cordina. No crap. Nobody asked for Joe Cordina. But that's what you got. So we got to tell the whole story. It's not like he's fighting just a random person on PBC or a random person on Boxer or a random person on even Queensberry or Golden Boy or Top Rank. He's fighting a random person on Matchroom, which is coincidentally the same person who he's doing business with right now, his promoter, Eddie Hearn. That's like, you know, the same reason why, you know, Drawn Boots Ennis, he fought David Avenesian. You can't really complain about that, even though it was on short notice. That was a pretty good replacement, given the time that Eddie Hearn had to pivot, you know, from Cody Crowley after he pulled out due to his eye injury not being fully recovered. Not gonna lie, that pick in the pool is a bad look. Hey, yo, who's in the pool, bro? Didi also made him wear that Essentials warm-up, too. Hey, yo, it reminded me of the pick of R. Kelly holding. Hey, wait, what? What you mean he was holding? Hey, hold on. What you mean he was holding Gilly?
What do you mean by that?
Nah, y'all be knowing too much, dog. R. Kelly was holding Gilly in what manner, bro? You can't just say something like that, bro, and just leave it. Was they like embracing, bro? You gonna say holding him like it was his boo thing? Like it's the new thing. That's not gangster. Far from Wu-Tang. You know what I'm talking about? Ty, you can't just say stuff like that, bro. You can't just say stuff like that all willy-nilly, man. That man said he holding him, bro. Like R. Kelly just looking at $1 million worth of game and saying,
Hey, yeah. Oh, that look good. Hold on.
R. Kelly watching $1 million worth of game for the sale, saying, "Ooh, that look good." I'm finna send you the picture. Nah, bro, I'm good, bro. I don't want to see them gentlemen in a compromising position, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe you, bro. That's one thing I could vouch for you, bro. You may say some things we disagree with. So we may be in disagreement on some things, but I cannot call you a liar. You are not a liar. I believe you, brother. I don't need ocular proof. In fact, I'm asking you not to send it to me. Oh, man. Haney was embracing Diddy. Hey, yo, come on, man. Speaking of Haney, man, who do we think he's coming back to fight, man? We think that Haney is. You see how I try to pivot and bring it back to boxing? Y'all just being messy. Who do we think Haney's coming back to fight, man? What are the chances of him coming back to fight in 140? What's the chance of him coming back and fighting 147? What's the odds of him fighting Pitbull, Jose Rayo Valenzuela, Mario Barrios, at 147? What's the odds, man? Nah, Doc, you finna see this. Hey, yo. Ty said, nah, you finna see this.
I'm gay. I'm not sending no gay goon. With me, I'm sending some real niggas. Ain't never one of them gay.
Yo, he sounded like Daddy Boy, man. What we doing, man? Oh my gosh, the carnival dude, they got to run it back. That's crazy. Hey, B-Dog, you messy, bro. He said, Okay, let's talk about that. How you feel about that, B-Dog? I'm interested to hear your opinion, man, because you be having some good, insightful opinions. Not just because we usually are in concurrence, but you do have some good opinions, man. And I want to know your perspective on that, B-Dog. If you could elaborate or expound upon that, man. Because I have an opinion. I want to hear yours first, and then, well, actually, while you're typing yours, I'll tell you mine. In my opinion, man, I do think Devin Haney, the video looked bad. You know, being a professional fighter, you want to be able to social restraint, and if you are hitting somebody or you are resorting to physical violence, then I believe that it should be in a retaliatory fashion. You know, it should only be from retaliation. Not saying that a retaliation in the format that you got hit first, then you hit back. No, retaliation could be somebody. That's a lot of things. People get it misconstrued all the time. They think that you striking, you being the aggressor is always materializes in you hitting somebody first. No, you can be a verbal aggressor and verbally assault somebody and invade somebody's space for them. They want to hit you with an you can, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what was said by the young man that got hit, that got punched on by the other young men. I'm not affording him any excuse, but the optics look bad. However, I will also say this, like I just said, I'll reiterate, I don't know what was said. I'm not one of those that are cut from the cloth that sticks and stones break bones, but words can never hurt me. No, words might not hurt me, but it might get you hurt by me. Your words may not hurt me, but your words can get you hurt by me. So your words can hurt you. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think an ideal society is where people can say whatever they want without consequence or repercussion. Because when you're men, especially dealing with men, an innate and natural and default respect for each other will prevent us from saying crazy words to each other, you know, just from a respect of not even that you may whoop me, but just the fact that you may get so offended that we may have to be involved in a physical altercation, you know what I'm saying, or engage in a physical altercation or a confrontation. So that right there prevents people from talking out the side of their neck. So I do think you could say some stuff that could get you punched on, but I think Devin Haney messed up from the optics, and I know. And, you know, because the video is not going to catch everything that transpired from before. But the fact that somebody had their camera out lets somebody like me know, lets somebody who thinks knows that there was probably some type of verbal altercation before the person, and the person saw that it was going down. And somebody pulled out their camera, was like, oh, they're getting a verbal altercation. Oh, that's Devin Haney. Let me pull my camera out. And the camera just caught when Devin Haney swung at him. Well, he missed. So he looked bad for missing, number one. I feel like if you're a boxer and you swing on somebody that's a civilian, you better knock him out. So you look bad right there. But number two, most importantly, even with all that being said, I think his homies should have, as the money man, you know, as a guy, they're supposed to protect their guy, man. You're supposed to remove their guy from that situation, and the other guys, the other gentleman should have punched on him, and without Devin Haney even swinging. So I just thought that was a bad look too. So I don't think he was right, but I'm not necessarily gonna say he's wrong. I'm not gonna condemn him. Let's see what B-Dog says. Haney should stay away from 147. I agree with that, Oscar. I think he should stay away from 147.
Yeah.
I think he should stay away from 147, or at least get his feet wet. Don't pull a Bud and go to a new weight division to fight the champion immediately. Just because of circumstances of Devin Haney coming off of a situation where he has to get his confidence back. It was definitely a misstep on his part throwing the first punch. I agree. And his crew failed by not trying to. Exactly. It didn't. There was nothing about the video that demonstrated that anybody was trying to de-escalate. But like I said, also B-Dog, we live in the day and age in the society, especially in America, where the police don't even try to de-escalate all the time. So I can't. It's limited how much onus and how much ground I have to actually be too mad at a young rich man with money that can fight for fighting. His profession is fighting. So sometimes maybe you got to consider that when you talk trash to somebody who's a fighter, that you might actually be involved in the fight after doing so. So we got to consider that too. So like I said, I'm not judging too harshly either way, but I can point out my critiques and on either side, and you know what I'm saying, particularly the Devin Haney side, because we don't care about the other dude. He a goofy, unless he was legitimately a victim, which I don't see anybody just walking down on somebody and just punching them for no reason just because they were looking chubby at a fair. So his chubby behind probably said something, or probably did something repeatedly after people probably told him to chill out, you know. But I don't know that for sure. So yeah, I just the optics do look bad because all the camera's gonna catch is that you swung first, whether you connected or not, whether you whiffed or not. So I definitely think it was a bad look, you know, just from that standpoint. But I don't think a bad look necessarily equates to somebody receiving all the blame, you know. Like yesterday when I was cussing that one dude out that came to the stream talking crazy, I think I look bad for doing that.
but that doesn't mean I wasn't justified for doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, I could critique myself, and yes, I'm aware enough, and I'm open enough to somebody trying to correct me, like a Kendrick or a Ty or a B-Dog. But I can also acknowledge that it wasn't unprovoked. So sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, facts. He said they failed because they were supposed to set an example and beat the holy hell out of Buddy. Yeah, ain't no funny. No more when that happens. I agree with that too. Because if Buddy gonna press charges like the coward he is, probably, because there's no accountability in this world we live in. So somebody can provoke you, and then you mess around and give them what they asked for, and then they want to turn around and sue you. So it'll be the right thing if the guy was provoking the situation, and he was a catalyst for the situation popping off, then the manly thing to do, the adult thing to do, would be to take accountability and be like, hey man, yeah, I got punched on, but I was antagonizing this person, so I'm not gonna even go that route. But he probably just see a rich man, so he want to get the money, and that's why Devin Haney got to be careful. You got, and not just Devin, anybody. I agree with that. It's unfortunate, but public figures are expected to uphold higher state facts. So that moment just showed a lack of awareness. Facts. I agree, 1000%. I knew he was gonna give me something good. I knew you pause. Hey yo, I knew he was gonna you know what I'm talking about?
What do you mean by that?
I knew he was gonna, kick it from a knowledgeable perspective, I would say. Enlightened perspective. I agree with that. Sometimes you gotta, I agree with that. I don't think Ty's wrong either for coming to that conclusion, because sometimes you do gotta show people, man. You gotta let them know, hey man, it's but so my thing is this though, B-Dog, and I want to know. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back. My bad. Man's had a wedgie. I didn't want to show my wedgie, pick a wedgie on camera. But so my question is this, right? It's different circumstances now, but it's similar circumstances. Caleb Plant. What are some of the reasons why I like Caleb Plant? I've been very vocal about this, and I will always be. I like Caleb Plant because what I call him. Caleb, a.k.a. Sweet Hands Plant. Caleb, slap a bitch Plant. Caleb, stand on business Plant. Caleb, I don't fight, I don't argue. I just hit that bitch with a bottle Plant, right? I like it because at the end of the day, if you're a fighter, we cannot expect for a fighter not to fight. I'm not advocating for violence, but at the same time, we have to know if we are talking trash about a certain individual who's known to fight, that you kind of get what you deserve. And we can also be sympathetic, not even sympathetic, empathetic to the person who is a fighter, and you expect to say something to them and them go against their natural instincts to fight because they enjoy fighting, because boxing is voluntary. No one's forced them to do this. So they do it, maybe because of circumstances, get over whatever situation they're in, but they can use it as a coping mechanism, whatever, but they are prone to fight. They're not foreign to fighting. So the same, now the Caleb Plant is because a lot of times he's fighting against other fighters. Like even that guy that his homies jumped or whatever, he was a fighter from Egypt. I believe he's an Egyptian fighter, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in North Africa. I believe it was Egypt specifically. That was a boxer. Caleb Plant, when he slapped Jamal Charlo, that's another fighter. That's another boxer. Ryan Garcia, when he threw a bottle at Ryan Garcia, he's another fighter. So my point is that fighters they kind of have an expectation of themselves, not even public, but of themselves, to fight back, or not even go the route to call somebody else or go to the law or seek judicial, you know what I'm saying? or seek any type of legal consequences or you know what I'm saying, or go through the judicial system. They want to handle it themselves. So Caleb Plant is not really as, I guess he's not really subject to, they're not civilians is what I'm saying. So Devin Haney kind of messed up again where he's a civilian, but I want people to remember that Devin Haney's not the only fighter punching on people. So the same thing that we applaud Caleb Plant for, granted, like I said, they are fighters a lot of times. We should, don't be too hard on Devin Haney because he didn't do anything that Caleb Plant wouldn't have done. That's my point. So we gotta look at it like that. And I like Plant. I'm saying that I like Plant as one of my favorite fighters because of that. Because I think you should stand on business. I'm not saying that you should go looking for trouble, but sometimes trouble be at your doorstep. You know what I'm talking about? That even Mufasa say that. I'm not brave because I go looking for trouble. I'm brave when I have to be. But even when you show bravery, it's really because you're scared of losing something or something. When Caleb Plant was threatened, the dude Jamal Charlo touched his face. Yeah, he touched his face.
when he bust Ryan Garcia's head with a bottle, he talked about he was sleeping with his wife and DMing his wife and all type of inappropriate stuff to his wife, you know. And then the other guy, that Egyptian boxer guy, I can't remember how he was disrespectful, but he was like saying he was going to whoop and run down on Caleb Plant or something like that. And he tried to press him when he actually saw him, and Caleb Plant was like, back up, you know. So I can honestly say from my point of view, Caleb Plant, he be warning him. Sometimes some people, they can't just see the stove is hot. They got to touch it. You know, some people are wise enough to see the stove. Like, hey, that thing hot. I'm going to back up. But some people, they don't believe it's hot. They can't go. They got to actually touch it to get burned, you know. Shout out to Caleb Plant. Plant will fight anyone. Facts. And I love it.
Yeah.
Not trying to hear that peace and prosperity BS. He pressing charges regardless. That's why you got to keep them wolves on retainer. Yeah. Devin was supposed to have them dudes around that's ready to be a dump. Yes, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. I think that's kind of where he made a mistake. And I'm not saying that sometimes things happen, you know, spontaneously, and it's hard to fight impulse. But as a person in, like B-Dog said, as a person in a position to where you could lose a lot more than the average person, you want to be prepared. You know, like I think this would have been a perfect time to have, I'm not saying necessarily a bodyguard, but just have the people around, like Ty said, that's on go, and that will also not even de-escalate the situation necessarily, but just remove you from the situation and de-escalate it from your standpoint, you know, from your point of view and your well-being. Yes, true, but when it's a civilian, no need to mess up the bag. Hey, need let one of your boys. I agree. Dog walk him. I agree. 1,000% clone. Very true. I think the perception is different because Plant kind of drew that line early, so anybody that messes with him is kind of asking for it. Good one. And Plant is always willing to handle on his own, so it doesn't ever look like he's picking on someone. Another good point. And Ty, exactly, is Goon's supposed to handle that. Yeah. But I said that when the video first dropped. I said, man, you know, your homies are supposed to be there because, and unfortunately, there are going to be people like that. You know, that sometimes people are a little, they forget that they're not on the keyboard while they're talking. You know, they forget that they don't have that that monitor barrier of Wakanda, right? You know, they ain't got that keyboard, monitor, computer, internet barrier that Wakanda was using to keep those Thanos goons out, right? Because even they broke through, you know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes they ain't even got to break through, because at a certain point, you know, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa said, let him through, let him in. You know what I'm saying? We gonna let him feel us. So, you know, some people be walking around thinking they Thanos, and they Squirrel Girl, you know what I'm talking about? So you just got to know your role, man. Turk said that he is going to make the Haney versus Garcia rematch happen. Calling it now will do huge. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Turk, when it first dropped. I made a video about it as well. I called you Turk. We talked about it earlier, Tech. Not earlier today, not in the morning show, but a couple days ago. We had that discussion about it when it first dropped. You know, I dropped a video on it, and I like that rematch, man. Like I said, one of the reasons why, not one of the reasons, but because I always like Miguel Cotto, you know, and the Margarito situation happened kind of late of his career. I was already watching. He was one of my guys. He's actually one of my favorite fighters. But what even reinforced my fondness of him, and even boosted my fondness of him, was when he rematched Margarito, especially after finding out that he cheated. Miguel Cotto, I'm sure that he had people in his camp and people, his loved ones, saying, hey man, you know, just forget about him, man, you have nothing to gain, you know, he's a scumbag, there's no point in sharing his ring. I'm pretty sure he probably even had thoughts of that too. But then, you know, at the end of the day, he said, hey man, I'm a man up, man. I need to get that back. I need that get back. You know what I'm saying? I respect the heck out of him, because I feel like that's how I would feel. You know, so when you feel like someone cheats you or does you wrong, then you got to get that gift. You don't have to. I'm saying that's how I would feel. I personally feel like Devin Haney could do whatever he wants. If he wants to rematch, cool. If he doesn't want the rematch, go in another direction, I'm okay with that, because he is the victim in this situation. And the last thing I want to do is victimize the victim again. So whatever he decides to do, I think we should support it. But what I want him to do is go get that fight back. Do I think he'll win? No, I don't think. I don't think he'll win, for the same reasons why I didn't think that he would win in the first place. So I know some people will be like, oh, why you don't think he'll win? Like, no, if you know my channel, and Tech, you know this, and Clone, you know this, I thought that Ryan Garcia was going to win in the first place. I thought so much that he was going to win that I put money on him. I won money for Ryan Garcia winning. I just didn't know that Ryan Garcia was going to cheat to do so. But in my mind, stylistically, I thought that Ryan Garcia could win. So stylistically, nothing has changed. I still think that he can win. Now, the only thing that would be the difference is if, I don't know how much of an influence the PED helped. But once again, I didn't think that Ryan Garcia was going to win because what transpired in the ring. I thought that he was going to win because, or that night, I thought he was going to win because
his other fights that led up to that moment, and Devin Haney's other fights that led up to that moment. So do I think Devin Haney could win? Of course, I always thought Devin Haney could win, but I think Ryan Garcia would win. Now, unless Ryan Garcia comes in with like out of shape or mentally drained or something like that, then of course he could lose. But yeah, I would bet on Ryan Garcia again, because I think the same thing is still applicable. It's not. So I want to be very clear. I'm not one of those that are saying, "Oh, the PEDs didn't matter." I'm not one of them, and no disrespect to anybody who says that. But I think you're an idiot, because I don't know how much that PED influenced him. So I'm not saying that. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying Ryan Garcia, that I would put money on Ryan Garcia to beat Devin Haney the second time because of what happened the first time. No, I'm saying it because of the same analytics that I saw going into the fight. Has nothing to do with what happened during the fight, because I feel like that's unfair and that should be omitted. But I mean, I still have the imagery in my head, but it should be disregarded because that wasn't under normal circumstances. Steady grind, big up. Hey, Tyrone in the building. Appreciate you, brethren. Very clear with that. Just because I say Ryan Garcia win, I'm not one of those goofies that think that, oh, the PEDs don't matter. Since when do PEDs not matter? PEDs matter in baseball. PEDs mattered with Lance Armstrong when he was riding a bike. Why the heck would it PEDs matter in a fight? Get the freak out of here, bro. I think that's the stupidest thing to ever say. So I want to be very clear. I'm not in the same boat as those goofies. Do not put me in the same boat as them. It has nothing to do with what transpired or me saying that something didn't matter or nothing influenced it. No, I'm simply saying that Ryan Garcia would beat Devin Haney because I had Ryan Garcia beating the first time. That's why, and I don't think anything really changed. I know it sounds the same, but I don't want to say. Yeah, Doc does say Ryan's name Edwin for the pop back out with the shadows like. Oh, but we talk about the rematch, man. I don't just say it for no reason. I want to see rematch 2. The cheater will win again, though. I'm putting the bag on Ryan because Haney is mentally beaten in that fight. I agree. It's changed him ego confidence-wise. Never be the same. I think I don't want to jump. I agree with the former part of your statement, but the latter, I think you're right. But I don't want to say that definitively. I feel like if Devin Haney is as great as he said he was, or said he is, and you know he has the accolades to back that up, right? And he has the accolades to defend that position, then I think being great, you could do great things. And I think that it'll be very difficult for him to do that, Tech. I don't want to say he's not capable of it, because yeah, I don't want to throw him away, but you know me. I was never convinced of how great Devin Haney was in the first place. I think he's very good. I don't know how great he is. I don't believe that he was the next man since Floyd Mayweather. I thought that he tried to emulate Floyd a little too much, and live in that shadow too much, you know. So I was never a believer. Do I think he's good? Yes. I can never take away anybody's accomplishments. I think he's very good. But do I think he's great? I think he'll have to prove that. I think it's going to be difficult to do. But if he is great, he could do that. So, I mean, greatness is coming back at 45 years old. If you're George Foreman and beating, what was that, Michael Moore? That's greatness, bro. Like, it's doing stuff that we don't expect. So have I seen greatness before? Yes, I've seen greatness. Greatness is LeBron being 39 years old, balling like he's 25. So can he do it? If he's as great as he said he is, then he will do it. Will he do it? I don't think so. Yo, my boy Clone said, once again, you sticking to Ryan. You got to convince yourself that you don't hate Ryan. Do I got to call Elvis and Coca and Booty? Yo, shout out to my boy Clone, man. He trolling me, man. But he dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Appreciate that super chat, Brenton. Nah, man, like I said, Edward's just funny. That's my guy, man. I rock with Edward, man. You know, we disagree with that on that situation vehemently, and I think it's goofy. I will not bow down or back down or mince any words. I think his position on that is crazy, but I think he's a good dude. I don't think he's a bad dude. I think that he makes he has some logical points, but just when it comes to that, I think that's delusion, and I don't argue with delusion. Because there's nothing to argue about. We're bringing it up because we're discussing the rematch, and Turkey was talking about it. And in order to talk about the rematch, you have to talk about the first match. No, someone just brought up Marcos Maidana. Who brought that up? Was it Clone? Clone commented on it. I think it was Left Hook Lazy. He said that I'm watching the Floyd and Maidana second fight, or the first fight. And then what do we do? Naturally, we talked about the second fight as well. So it's not like people are just bringing it up and just sticking it to Ryan Garcia. No, when we're talking about Devin Haney and the Haney-Garcia match, to not talk about the PEDs is an injustice, right? When people talk about Triple G and Canelo, don't they always talk about Canelo's PEDs?
When people talk about Conor Ben, don't they always talk about his PEDs? So, and I don't think people understand that. They when they defend something, they get kind of delusional, they get deluded, and they don't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is when we talk about Miguel Cotto and Margarito, we don't just say, oh, Margarito beat down Miguel Cotto. We talk about him cheating and we talk about the rematch. Same thing we did here. So if you don't talk about everything that was, if you're not all inclusive about what transpired during that fight, then you're by default you're being disingenuous and you're also being dishonest. And if you don't understand that, then that's your business. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not here to convince you, but if you talk about a situation and you're not all inclusive with every circumstance included in that situation, you are by default not telling the truth. And if you're not telling the whole truth, if you're telling half the truth, that means half of it you're lying. If you're telling a quarter of the truth, the other 75%, that means you're lying. So if you're not telling the whole truth, then you're lying. That's how it works. I don't know what else to say. Tech, am I lying? Clone, am I lying? And especially anybody who got, I know my boy Ty got kids. Or you don't even have to have kids. If you're in a relationship, whatever it is, workforce, whatever relationship, if you're not telling the whole truth, that means you're lying. So if you talk about Haney and Ryan Garcia and you leave out the PEDs, then you're not really talking about Haney and Garcia. You're talking about whatever part that you want to emphasize, and you're not talking about the whole thing. If you talk about Haney and Garcia and you're not talking about the overturning of the victory, then you're not telling the whole truth. So that's how it goes. So I'm not sticking it to him. We're just talking about Haney Garcia rematch. So you gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about the whole thing. And if you don't tell the whole truth, that means you're telling the whole lie. You know. Now, if you're not telling the truth, if you're not telling everything because you're not aware, or it's unbeknownst to you, or you're accidentally omitting information, that's different. But if you're intentionally leaving things out to conveniently approach a situation and advance your conclusion that's based off of lies and manipulation, then you are by default a liar and a manipulator. Facts. And you're spreading fake news. Facts. That's a fact. But I think the rematch should happen, and I think that I'll shout out to Miguel Cotto. Shout out to Miguel Cotto, man. And I would like Devin Haney to do that, but if Devin Haney doesn't want to do it, me personally, I'm not going to hold it against him. Because, I'm not going to victimize somebody again for being a victim. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I mean, everybody has their own opinions, though. But me personally, I will say it again. I would love for him to have the rematch. And the rematch, I think he loses. But if he wins, boy, he'll feel vindicated, right? Just like Cotto did. A lot of people thought Cotto was going to lose. A lot of people still thought Cotto was going to lose. And I'm not going to lie. I didn't think he was going to lose. I thought he was going to win. I believed in him. But I thought it was a little shaky, I didn't go in there thinking, oh, yeah, because Margarito got caught cheating and now he's not cheating, he's definitely going to lose. No. Because I do think that Margarito is a good fighter. Do I approve of him? No, because he's a cheater as well. But I do think he's a good fighter. Somewhere down there. I don't think you can get to that level without having some type of ability there. But how much was your ability enhanced due to you doing some wrong stuff? Ryan should be lucky he wasn't in Japan. They would have did him like Neri. Oh man, that's funny. And I just think about that too, that whole situation with Neri, right? Neri, remember Neri dropped him, bro. You gotta know when Neri dropped him in that first round, I bet you all of Japan simultaneously said. Everybody for at least 5 seconds in Japan was out of breath, at least in that arena, in the Tokyo Dome. When Naoya Inoue got dropped, they said, "Oh Lord, we lifted the ban for this." But shout out to Japan, shout out to Japan. If that's true, from what I hear is true in that video that I watched, compliments of Ty, which is what I heard. If that's actually true, I didn't do my own research on it, but if it's actually true that he cheated and he beat the one guy, I can't remember his name right now, due to cheating, and then they banned him because of that. Shout out to Japan. Shout out to Japan for standing on business, and when someone cheats, they ban them, or whatever they do, whatever they do. And then lifting the ban just so he could get his butt whooped is crazy. Neri was only allowed to box because they wanted to say, yeah, facts. So if all that is true, then shout out to Japan. But at the same time, too, it's like,
It is what it is. Whatever. The air raid sirens went off. It was gonna be some smoke in the city, Tech. It was gonna be some smoke in the city. Oh man, that's funny, man. Tech, I wish you were here yesterday, man. Those of you that are new to the stream, we do 2 shows. We do a morning show at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we do an evening show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yesterday, we did we did some tier lists. We were organizing the 154 pound division. We did that in the afternoon, and then in the morning show, we did the 135 and 140 pound division. It was a pretty cool, fun tier list, man. I wish Tech was here. I would have liked to hear his opinions on some things, man. I want to show y'all right here. This is what we did. Oh no, this is not it. My bad. So this is the tier list that we came up with. I'm not going to go into it right now because there'll be a lot of explaining. What the heck? Okay. Well, that's weird. I don't know why one of the things got deleted. But let me show you real quick. This is a tier list we came up with for the 135, 140 pound division. So we got the S tier. Don't pay attention to the names, but pay attention to the letters. So S tier, we call that because we put it in boxing reference. It's S tier is pound for pound status. We call that. A tier is champion level status. B tier got deleted. We call that star power status. C tier, we call that gatekeeper caliber fighters. So like I said, they're not calling them gatekeepers. We're saying that's the potential that they have. I think they're at the end of the day, they're going to be gatekeepers. And D status is the lowest tier, which we call journeyman. So that was fun, man. We might do that again later on today, man. I think it'll be I think it's a dope little exercise. You know, I think it does 2 things. You know, 1 or 2 things. It does a lot of things. It's an activity that's engaging, so that's one. It builds a fellowship and camaraderie with our commonality of our of fondness for boxing. And then it also familiarizes all of us with the division that we're talking about and all the fighters that are pretty decent players or pretty recognized players in there. Even some that aren't recognized. Familiarizes ourselves with the divisions. And number 3, it also lets everybody get their thoughts off, you know, in a civil manner, and let us have a discussion about where we see these fighters amongst each other, you know, as far as their rank goes amongst each other, not being influenced by any other rankings or official rankings or nothing like that. It's just off of what we think, and I think that's a dope little activity for a community, man. D tier, that's a bunch of jobbers. That's crazy. We disrespectful, bro. And you notice we stopped at D tier. I didn't want to go F. You know, I respect the fighters, man. I don't want to call anybody an F tier, or you know what I'm saying. But D is kind of low too. But you know, we got to go. We definitely got to rank it. So no disrespect to anybody. WC tried protecting him too. Oh yeah. I will hop in this afternoon for the live. Been a long time since I had the time. Hey, going to watch yesterday's shows and get caught up. I appreciate it, Tech. Appreciate it, bro. I had to go off on somebody because they were trying to be a butthole. You know how that goes, man. So I apologize in advance. I don't like the channel to be like that, man. I like to have good conversations, not. But when people just be annoying and ignorant, then you gotta check them. So I had to check them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we got him up out of there though. Eventually, after I gave him you know, put him in his place, then we eventually got him up out of there, put him in his proper place in the kitty corner. We tossed him out the party and he tried to come back in, you know, with another account and stuff. You know how that goes though. But yeah, man, so hopefully my boy Ty will join too and we can have a good conversation. So I'm gonna basically sit it out then if we can get Ty in and get Tech in or get Oscar in or, you know, whoever in, you know, that'd be dope. We can have a conversation like that and I can play like the moderator and, you know, yeah, I had to give him the boot. You know how that goes, Ty. I mean, Tech. We had to give him the boot, man. I got to work on that. That's one of the parts I need to work on. You know, not engaging in foolishness. Because when you see 2 fools argue, no matter how smart one is or how incompetent the other is, the outside looking in, you don't know the whole conversation. You just seeing parts of it. Both of us look like fools, and I don't want to look like a fool on behalf of no one. I could look like a fool all by myself. I don't need anybody to help me look like a fool. I'm good on that. I'm capable of doing that, but I'm my lonesome. But yeah, man. So yeah, those of you new to the channel as well, man. Don't forget to hit that like button, man. Please, and also hit that
hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't done so already, man. We on the road to 1,700, man. We just hit 1,600 not too long ago, so shout out to y'all. Thank God, number one. We just see I got an alert saying George Groves on Anthony Joshua. When you've been boxing for a while, it becomes a question of what am I in it for? And I don't know what it is for Joshua right now. I think it's a win over Fury. Joshua was the poster boy of British boxing. Fury wasn't. Fury was the villain. And then it turned so violently the other way that can't be nice to take. If he can finish his career with a win over Fury, even if it's at the tail end, he can say, the one time we got in the ring together, I beat him. I mean, I still think we should see Joshua versus Fury. I'm with George Groves on that. I'm not sure how much it haunts Anthony Joshua. That part I cannot say. So I could not attest to that. I don't know. I would think it should haunt him. Because in my opinion, you ask me who's the best boxer out of England, I say heavyweight boxer in this current iteration of heavyweight boxing, I would say Tyson Fury, no doubt. Before that, I would say Lennox Lewis. So I don't say Anthony Joshua. I do think that Anthony Joshua is the face of English boxing, especially right now. But who's the best? I say Tyson Fury, and largely because they haven't fought. So I would like them to fight. Even if Tyson Fury loses to Usyk, they could still fight because they could. But what do they both have in common? They both lost to Usyk not once but twice. So no matter how it goes, I still want to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, unless Tyson Fury looks terrible, which I don't anticipate he will look terrible because he looked good against Usyk the first time. He just. For the same reason I like him is the same reason was his downfall. He just got too comfortable and he just started throwing punches all willy-nilly and gyrating on the ropes and keeping his hands down, and he got caught. But I like it. I like that Tyson Fury takes risks like that. That's what I like him for. Currently I still think Tyson Fury is the best out of England, and I think that him versus AJ should happen. Will it happen? I don't know. But I think it's getting to the point where we need it to happen. It's getting to that point where Deontay Wilder territory, where I don't want to see Deontay Wilder and AJ. There's no point. But I like to see Tyson Fury and AJ. 50-50 fight at this point, in my opinion, but I still lean Fury. Me too. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I agree, but I lean towards AJ. I lean towards Fury. I agree. I think it's a 50-50 fight, but I definitely lean towards Fury. But I want to be mad at someone leaning towards AJ. I wouldn't be mad at it at all, chat. No, sirree, Bobby. But chat, I'm about to go get some food. I'm starving. I got a good workout in. Thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy. We got to get some fellowship. Show our camaraderie, man. I love us having these conversations, man, and we could do it in a civil manner. I love it. Tech said, Ty said, with Tech, dumb dad, I'll be there, and I'm bringing my security team for Doc just in case the opposition pulls. Shout out to you, bro. See, my boy got my back. That's why I rock with Ty, man. That's my brother right there, man. Shout out to Ty, man. My boy Ty said, you try to pull up on me? You try to pull up on the Doc? My boy Ty pulling up like. Let's get right. My boy Ty pulling up like the boss, El Jefe. Got pollo en la cocina. Chicken in the kitchen. Yes, sir. Fury's footwork would be the ultimate difference out there. I agree. AJ kind of got his feet stuck in the mud in the ring. Yeah, I think AJ has been looking sharp with Ben Davison. However, the sample size that he's been looking sharp against, is not really too. From an opposition from a skill standpoint, he looks good. And he looks impressive. But from an opposition standpoint, we got to be honest. He fought Otto Wallen, no disrespect, but he has a comfortability there, right? Because they have a familiarity from being former sparring partners. So they have even a friendship. So that's, I think he already had the mental edge going in there because I have no doubt he was probably beating him in sparring too. So he had a comfortability there and familiarity. And then against Francis Ngannou, no disrespect, but he is an MMA fighter, so he's a fighting game phenom, but he's not a boxer by any sense of the word. However, you could think of how Tyson Fury performed against Francis Ngannou, and AJ looked spectacular against Ngannou. Tyson Fury, you could even argue that he lost against Ngannou. But you could also say too, the caveat with that is that I think anybody with a pulse or a conscience or even common sense would say that Tyson Fury probably didn't take Ngannou seriously. But still, even a non-serious Ngannou, even an unserious Tyson Fury should still be able to blow Ngannou out the water, in my opinion. So, so I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a good fight. But need to see what he does with Daniel first before I jump out the window. I got Triple D, man. I got DDD, man.
Daniel Dynamite Dubois. I haven't beaten AJ, but I think it's a good fight. I'm still deciding if I'm gonna put money on it because I think it's a close fight. I'm not saying that it's I still think Daniel Dubois is an underdog. I'm not as confident about Daniel Dubois beating Anthony Joshua as I was like Bacoli beating Jared Big Baby Anderson. But I do think Daniel Dubois has a very good chance, man. I think people overlooking him. Hope to see you all back here for the late show. Yes, sir. Have a good one. Yes, y'all be easy, man. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to like the video. I appreciate it, man. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we are nothing. So I also want to leave y'all with a message too. Every time you wake up, every day you wake up, it's time to grind. And if you're in the low place, it's time to it's time to climb. And if you're in a dark place, it's time to shine. And if God made you see this other day, that means the day is mine. So take advantage of the day, man. So I appreciate y'all. That's bars. I know it's bars. But yeah, I got to tighten up a little bit. We gonna refine it and get it a little better. You know what I'm saying? But y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. The doctor's out. See you at 7 p.m. for the late show at Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.
Oh, also too, before I go, man, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you to my boy Clone, man. Clone for dropping the $5 super chat. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. We out. Catch y'all on the late stream. Good Lord willing. Take care, Smoochie. Take care.